How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. How we doing this morning? Top of the morning to you. Just came out from getting my sun, my morning sun, as I do every single morning. That's why I start these lives a little bit later, because the sun has been coming out a little bit later, like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes later than what it normally does. So it's kind of throwing off my live schedule, but it's all good. We got you. We're here. My name's Kelley, certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Talk about all things type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, lifestyle medicine, the real medicine to reverse the condition, which, yes, type 2 diabetes is very, very reversible. It's a very reversible condition, folks, because it's a lifestyle-driven condition. It's like something like 8 out of the top 10 conditions are all lifestyle-related conditions. 8 or 9 out of the top 10 conditions are all things like, heart disease, diabetes, inflammation, COPD, all of that stuff. All lifestyle-related conditions. Do me a favor, folks. Bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with insulin resistance, any form of insulin resistance. We're talking about PCOS, erectile dysfunction, pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, or anybody with high blood sugar that says, listen, it is the time. When is the time? Now is the time. Now is the time to change. Now is the time to get my life back. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that through the power of lifestyle changes. Because here's the thing. Like I said, type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. So if it was the diet and lifestyle that caused the condition, shouldn't it be the diet and lifestyle that gets me out of the condition? Yeah, we're just going to use a little bit of logic here, folks. Just a little bit of logic. So how we doing, folks? If you're just joining us, my name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. I'm coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Talk about all things diabetes, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, any form of insulin resistance. So if you're struggling with that, if you're struggling with that condition, this is where you want to be. As you can see, my banner here says diabetic meds aren't the only way. Try 14 days with me. Here's the thing. A few years ago, I was actually in the worst shape of my life. I was diabetic, I had heart disease, and I was obese, the triple whammy. And what's crazy is I got diagnosis all at the very same doctor's visit. Who's ever gone to the doctor? Put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat if you've ever gone to the doctor and they say, hey, listen, your A1C is out of control, like your weight's out of control, like your blood sugar's out of control, your cholesterol's out of control. Who's ever gone to the doctor and experienced that? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Good morning. What's up, Lisa? Good to see you, Lisa. We've been missing you on the calls. Yeah, me. Couple of folks. You've gotten that diagnosis before. That diagnosis, that's the diagnosis that hit you like a ton of bricks. Well, I wish you would have been able to see these lives. Me, not wait though. Okay. Y'all not wait though. Yeah, you're gonna something. They're gonna hit you up for something. They're gonna diagnose you with something. Maybe it won't be the weight. Maybe it'll be something. You know what I mean? You're never gonna get that clean bill of health. But here's the thing. It's possible to get that clean bill of health. It's possible to reverse type 2 diabetes. There's been people who have had diabetes for many, many years. And you've probably seen the stories. Now they don't have diabetes anymore, type 2 diabetes. They don't have it anymore. Why? It's because they had to do something different. They had to do something totally different to get outside of their comfort zone. They had to totally flip the script, totally tear up their old script and do something completely different. because that was the only way that they were going to get any traction, because the way that they were going, that was only going to lead to one direction, taking more and more and more medications. So that's the thing, folks. If you're ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, if you are ready to escape the bottomless pit of more and more medications, I think you should hang out with me for 2 weeks. Okay? What are we doing in 2 weeks? It's called the 14-Day Blood Sugar Reset Challenge. It is designed for people who are struggling with high blood sugar. So if you're struggling with high blood sugar, insulin resistance, you're struggling with all of that, well, struggle no more, because the cavalry has arrived. 14 days, I'm going to take you on a journey. Told you we got to do something different, right? Because if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to get those same results that you've been getting. So if you want to get off the blood sugar roller coaster, you're going to have to like totally get in there and just like dismantle the whole thing. It's like, all right, folks, we got to start over. Like, let's take the house all the way back down to the foundation, and then let's build this house over again. That's what we're going to have to do. That's what the 14 days is about. It's called the 14-Day Blood Sugar Reset Challenge. Let me see. Pre-diabetics as well. Pre-diabetic as well. I struggle with protein as meat sources tear up my stomach. Okay, yeah. Good morning. What's up, classy babe? Go raw food. I did that. Dropped 88 pounds, cut sugar and carbs, drank more water, and walked. Yeah, that's it. Brad the barber. And I'm sure your A1C came down. I'm sure all of that stuff came down. What about for a pre-diabetic person? Yes, pre-diabetic. If you are struggling with the 14-day challenges for people who are struggling with pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, high blood sugar, erectile dysfunction, PCOS, borderline diabetes, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. Is type 1 reversible? Unfortunately not. Type 1 is not that I've heard, okay? It's an autoimmune condition. So you can improve it. You can make yourself more insulin sensitive. But as far as being, and you're going to be insulin dependent for the rest of your life, right? Type 1 diabetes when it comes to that. But you can make yourself, again, super insulin sensitive. What does it mean to be insulin sensitive? That means that you use less insulin. You have to use less insulin because your cells are like, give me insulin, give me insulin. So that's the point. So that's what we got to do as a type 1 diabetic. Type 1 and type 2 diabetic. You just got to make yourself more insulin sensitive, folks. Any shakes to drink, make your own shakes at the house, okay? Don't get those ones that you see in the store, like Ensure and all that stuff. Don't get those. Went from an A1C from a 12 down to a 7, no drugs. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Before we get going, folks, we're going to get ready to get going up here. We're going to start talking about all things A1C. But I wanted to show you where I was coming from before we get started. If you're new to me, put new in the chat. If you're new to me, if you never heard of me before, like, yo, who's this guy, man? Because we're getting ready to get up here on the board and we're getting ready to talk all things A1C. But do me a favor and put new in the chat. I'm struggling to lower mine. If you're struggling to lower yours, then the cavalry has arrived. You are in the right location. Like I said, try 14 days with me. New. All right, here we go. We got some new folks. New. Okay. All right. Couple of new folks. Handful of new folks. Few new folks. Yeah, I love it, man. Shout out to y'all. My name is Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist and health coach. But here's the thing. I wasn't always a nutritionist and I wasn't always a health coach. Because a few years ago, I was actually in the worst shape of my life. And let me show you. Like I said, worst shape of my life a few years ago. Diabetes, heart disease, a lot of new folks. Diabetes, heart disease, obesity. Check this out. This was me a few years ago. I'm trying to get the reflection out. All right, this was me a few years ago. Look at my stomach. The reason I got my hand there is because I'm insecure. Look at my stomach. I'm insecure. I'm teaching a class. This is called diabetes, heart disease, obesity. I took that picture 2 weeks before my diagnosis. 2 weeks before. Now, as a result, later, no more diabetes, no more heart disease. Had all the diabetes, heart disease, and obesity, right? I wasn't even that heavy on this picture yet. Yet, it was a key word. Yet. You see what I mean? You got to shake stuff up. Look, me, overweight, obese at the beach. Me, slim and trim at the gym. You know what I'm saying? You got to switch things up, folks. If you don't switch things up, things are going to stay the same. They're going to stay the same. You see what I'm saying? So I know a thing or two about what it takes to defeat this condition. I'm just not up here talking a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Okay? what and when you hang out with me, I used to be in the Navy. When you hang out with me, like, we're going to cut straight to it. I'm going to give you the answers that you need. I'm going to give you the work that you need to do. Because this is how I operate. I'm straight militant when it comes to that. Like, show me what I got to do it. All right, cool. Boom. What's the next thing? So that's how I do my programs. My programs are the same way. It's like, what is it? What do I need to do? Boom. Okay, do it. Then you get these results. To get those results that I got, no more diabetes, no more heart disease, and no more obesity, the same results that you're gonna get is you're gonna have to do some work. You're gonna have to get outside of your comfort zone. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you that. If diabetic meds aren't the only way, yes, that they are not the only way. But the other way is the way that most people don't want to do. Most people are like, I don't want to do that way you're talking about, Kelley. And that's called lifestyle medicine. That's called changing your lifestyle, shaking things up in your lifestyle to get the desired results that you want. Your doctor's trying to put you on Ozempic so bad. The question is, do you want to be on Ozempic? Is that something that you aspire for? If that's what you aspire for, then okay. But if something that you not aspire for, there is another way. And it's called changing your lifestyle. So here, in what area? Stress management, activity, eating, sleeping. Those 4 areas right there are the areas that you got to change. If not, things are going to stay the same. The doctor is going to put you on Ozempic, and you're going to take that Ozempic you're going to take the Ozempic and not change your lifestyle. And what happens is you take the Ozempic, you lose some weight, sure. Your A1C may go down, great. But then you stop taking all that stuff, and what happens? The weight goes back up, your A1C goes back up. Why? It's because you didn't change your lifestyle. You didn't manage your stress. You didn't have an active body. You weren't clean eating, and you weren't having effective sleep. And as a result, the weight came back after you stopped taking the Ozempic. So that's how you got to do it, folks. That's how I did it, and that's how you're going to do it. So let's get to some of these questions. Let's see. There's a couple of questions. Then we get ready to get to the board. I've been avoiding my doctor. I would love to do things the holistic way. If you want to do things the holistic way, you hang out with your boy for 14 days. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We're going to talk more about the challenge. Let's see. Is letting and cardio helps type 2? Moving your body, being active, absolutely it does. My son is 16, type 1, A1C is a 12, and boy, we are struggling. Yeah, that's tough, man. When 12 years old with type 1, that's tough, man. Shout out to you. You're so on point. Thank you, La Boricua. I changed the way I cooked for my husband, and he drinks grapefruit before bed. He's in remission 3 years. Fantastic. You had to change something, right? Something had to change. I love it. Right? That's it. Something has to change, or else things are going to stay the same. I promise you they are. You're going to be on that same medication, or maybe a different medication 5 years from now if you do not change because nothing changed. If nothing changes, nothing is going to change. I promise you that. Okay? Not diabetic, but would love to lose 30 pounds. Doctor says I am hypertensive. What do I do? Help me. Yep. I help people who lose weight as well. My main focus is people who are struggling with high blood sugar. But as a result of us fixing your blood sugar, you lose the weight, and you lose the weight also. So there, people have lost hundreds of pounds in my program, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds. Folks, if you want to know more information, you click that link right up here, and then you click on my picture again, and then you click that link in my description. That link in my description is where all the information is. It's a lot of goodies on my page, folks. If you're struggling with insulin resistance, you're trying to lose the weight but just can't lose the weight, check it out. Check out my page. And do me a favor, double click on that screen, folks, and share this live out with anybody that you know struggling with this condition. Type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, erectile dysfunction, all of that. Hey, I got to clock into work. I keep hearing missing your lives, man. We're on all the other ones as well. You can watch the replay over on all the other socials as well. So we're there. Let's go watch the replay over there. I got you. Could you drink a fiber drink or take fiber Metamucil gummy before a meal for the same blood sugar effect? There are some hacks that you can do, right? Those are called hacks. But the gummies, the Metamucil gummies, what I recommend, folks, is go and get the real fiber. When we talk about fiber, where do you get real fiber? You just go to the source. When you go into the grocery store and you see those reds and yellows and purples and greens and all those orange and all those different colors of fruits and vegetables and all that stuff, that's where the real fiber is. That's where it all is. That's where it hangs out. I'm not overweight, but I'm type 2 uncontrolled diabetic. I want to keep my weight and look healed, right? If you want to do that, if that's what you want to do, you hang out with me for 14 days on that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We're going to get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. If you have uncontrolled diabetes, click that link in my description. Learn more about that 14-day challenge. Let's see here. What are the challenges? 14 days. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is a blueprint that says if you follow this blueprint, it's a nutrition blueprint. You follow this nutrition blueprint for 14 days. The same blueprint that I use on myself. I was the first lab experiment, I guess you could say. Now that almost 300 people have joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's a nutrition blueprint that says we've given you all the recipes, we've given you all the directions, we're giving you what to eat, when to eat, we're giving you what to go shop for. You just show up and do the work, and you're going to get the results. There have been people who have joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and taken their A1C down 2 percentage points. 2 points in 14 days, from an 8 to a 6. Doctor took them off of their medication in 14 days. That is the power of nutrition, folks. That is the power of food. So if you want to get off the bottomless pit of more and more medications, that endless pit, I told you where that leads to. Or if you want to shake things up, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Learn more about it in my bio. All right, here we go. Let's talk about A1C, folks. Do me a favor, folks. Do me a favor and put A1C in the chat. A1C in the chat. We're going to talk about all things A1C. Class is in session. If you're joining us, we're here. We'll be here for about 3 hours, 3 more hours. We got a lot of stuff to cover today. All right, A1C. We're on here for a while, but we have a lot of fun. It's a whole master class. All right, A1C. All right, here we go. Folks are putting A1C in the chat. Yeah. And new folks, put some more new. If you're new as well, if you haven't put already new, if you're new, put new as well. If you're new, if you never heard of me before, be like, yo, who this guy? Put me a new in the chat. All righty. Class is in session. But before we start class, let me show you where everything is. Let me show you. All right. Click right up here and then click on my picture again. Shout out to my new folks. Click right up here and click on my picture again. And you're going to come here. Click on this link. That link is going to take you where all the goodies are, folks. Here's where all the goodies are. All things type 2 diabetes, all things insulin resistance, all things high blood sugar are on this page right here. It's kind of why I'm pointing you in the right direction. Okay? You see what I'm doing there on that picture? Pointing you in the right direction. Here's the quiz. Go take the quiz. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. The masterclass. It is a free masterclass. All you got to pay is attention, folks. 45-minute free masterclass on the lifestyle medicine formula to defeat type 2 diabetes once and for all. And what is that? Having a peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. That's it. That's what the masterclass is about. But for my folks who are ready for serious change, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. These are the people who are saying, these are a different type of people. These are for the people who are saying that they've gotten to the point where change isn't just desire. When it comes to their blood sugar and when it comes to like being fed up with taking all this medication, these are the people who, like I said, they've gotten to the point where they like change. That's not just desire, man. It's necessary. If change, if you need to get your blood sugar under control, if it's necessary to do that, and you're ready to take control of your blood sugar, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's what it is. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's it. Click the link in my bio, learn more about the challenge. You want to use that, everything's free on the page except for the challenge. But if you want to join the challenge, you use that live discount code. Save 20% off on that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But the quiz is free. Go take that quiz, folks. The master class, that's free. Go do that. It's a free master class. Go register for it. But here we go. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. I have an insulin question. Okay, ask it. Ask it, because we're getting ready to get going right now. We're getting ready to talk about all things. What is type 2 diabetes? Like, what is insulin resistance? So that's what we're gonna find out. So what's your question? Ask your question. Folks, who's ever gone to the doctor and they said that they've gotten you've gotten your hemoglobin tested, and they may say, hey, listen, you're anemic. Who's ever gone and experienced that before? Maybe the doctor said that you're anemic, you've got high blood sugar, all of that stuff. Now, folks, this is not medical advice. I'm not your doctor. I'm just going to keep it real with you. This is not medical advice. I'm just keeping it real with what's going on inside of your body, folks. But who's ever gone and experienced that? They say that you've got low iron. Anybody ever experienced that? Okay, nobody's ever experienced low iron. Okay, I got it. But here it is. You've gotten your hemoglobin A1C tested before, haven't you? Been anemic. Okay, here we go. There goes some me's are coming in. Been anemic. Okay. Here's what the word hemoglobin means. Iron and oxygen. So what does that mean in relation to diabetes? You're like, well, what does that hemoglobin have anything to do in relation to diabetes and all of that stuff? All right, here it is. The word hemo is iron and oxygen. Basically, the air that you breathe, oxygen-rich blood, needs to continuously flow through every cell of your body. You're like, well, what does that mean, Kelley? Why does it need to continuously flow? Well, think of hemoglobin like this. See how long you can go without holding your breath. Hold your breath. See how long you can go. Probably like 30, 45 seconds. Why? Without having to take a breath. Why? It's because you don't have oxygen-rich blood. It needs to constantly flow through. So that is what the word hemo means, iron and oxygen. Very important stuff, folks. It's so important that if you don't have enough of it, guess what? We're talking about anemia and all that stuff, low iron. Guess what? The doctors will give you a blood transfusion. Like, that's how serious stuff is, folks. Hemoglobin. Word globin means protein. So every cell of your body, protein, every cell of your body. So iron and oxygen-rich blood needs to flow through every cell of your body. All right, let me see if I missed that question. I have low iron. Okay. Here we go. A1C, so that's hemoglobin, very important stuff, the oxygen that you breathe. A1C is how much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. 3 to 4 months. You're like, what do you mean sugar? I mean literal sugar, that nasty, sticky stuff. That, like, from a Jolly Rancher, if you put Halloween's coming up tomorrow, right? The kids are going to be out trick-or-treating, and it's going to be a lot of sugar out there, okay? Tomorrow, in the streets, is going to be a lot of sugar. A lot. Imagine all that sugar, it getting wet and just getting all sticky and nasty and all kinds of stuff and just getting all over the kids, and it's like, that's the same sticky sugar that's affecting your hemoglobin, and it's indicated by a percent. 4 and 30. So that number goes anywhere between 4 and 30. It's a percent. So do me a favor, folks. If you're comfortable with it, put your A1C in the chat. Put your A1C in the chat if you're comfortable with it. Whatever your A1C is, throw it in the chat. It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airwaves of Houston, Texas. 4.9, 4.5, 7.1, 7.6, 8.9, 5.3. Let's see, what else? 8.2, 8.9, 6.8, 5.8. Okay, 11.6.5, 5.9. Okay, I got you. I had low iron anemia in there and fasting. Or A1C went from 5.6, 3 months. Okay, 6.3, 6.5. A1C is a 6. Okay, so those numbers that y'all, 5.2. So those numbers that y'all are calling out, that is a percent. That is the percent of sugar that has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. Now, we all have sugar that's attached to our hemoglobin or stuck. It's within an acceptable range. It's pretty normal. So basically, the percent means the higher the percent is, just think of it like this. The higher the percent is, the faster you're aging. So when your numbers start getting then higher, higher, higher. Okay, let's talk about what do I mean by that. The higher the percent is, the faster the more you're aging. Okay, who can tell me what it means when your A1C is a 5.7 to a 6.4? What does it mean, folks? You go to the doctor, your A1C is a 5.7 to a 6.4. Finally reached 6.2 after being diagnosed almost 37 years ago. No, it ain't no F that. How do you lower it? You got to know what it is first. You just can't say, oh, yeah, I'm going to lower it. I'm going to tell me how to lower it. But do you know what the hell you're lowering? What are you fighting? You got to know your enemy. Pre-diabetic. Pre-diabetic. That's what it means. Pre-diabetic. You got to know your enemy. First, I'm going to tell you how to fix it. Second, what is it? Who are we fighting first? That's part number 1 of this. Part number 2 is how do you put your cape on and defeat it? Pre-diabetes means, who can tell me what the most important hormone is in the body now? There's a lot of important hormones. What's the most important hormone in the body? We're about to find out what it means to be a pre-diabetic, because a lot of people are confused on what it means to be a pre-diabetic. Insulin, I see. Is it glucagon? Is it dopamine? There's a lot of stuff. The thyroids, okay? Cortisol. All right, here it is. Insulin. It is insulin, folks. Insulin is the most important hormone in the body. There's a lot of important hormones in the body, but the most important one is insulin. How do I know that? Well, ask a type 1 diabetic, how long can they go without their insulin? And the answer will be not. They can go a little while without it, but not for very long. Why? Is because they're insulin dependent. Insulin dependent means you depend on insulin. How long do you depend on insulin? You depend on insulin for the rest of your life. Someone asked earlier if type 1 diabetes is reversible. Unfortunately, type 1 diabetes, not that I heard of, is reversible. Now, you can manage the condition quite well. But as far as reversing it, that's your pancreas doesn't produce insulin anymore. So that's tough. So that's what insulin is. Insulin, so you have to use an outside source to help boost you, can give you the insulin that you need. If you don't have it, you won't survive. Now, you can survive without the other hormones, cortisol and all that stuff. Your quality of life's going to suck, but you'll still be around. But if you don't have insulin, you won't be around for very long. That's how important stuff is. So being a pre-diabetic means that you have become insulin resistant. You are becoming insulin resistant. It's just not severe yet. It's just not like super bad yet. That's all it means. So there's no difference between being a pre-diabetic and someone who is a type, like I'm not type 2 diabetic. I'm just a pre-diabetic. There's no such thing as that. You are insulin resistant. It's just how bad did you let it get? So being insulin resistant, just think of it like this. You are becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. Now, I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound like a good thing. That's what it means. So the higher the percent is, the more insulin resistant you are becoming. 6.5 or higher, what does it mean? What does it mean your A1C is a 6.5 or higher? The percent of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin, 6.5 or higher. What does it mean at that point? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, diagnosis of a diabetes. That's it. That's it. That's the answer. I'm going to put this in red so you can see it. Diabetes. Okay. Well, what does that mean? I told you what type 1 diabetes was, right? It means you're insulin dependent. Well, type 2 diabetes is the opposite of that. Instead of having too little insulin, type 2 diabetes means you're insulin resistant. Means you've got too much sugar. You've got too much insulin due to too much blood sugar. Where's all this excess blood sugar coming from? It's coming from your diet, your lifestyle. That's where all the excess blood sugar is coming from. So when you start getting your number like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, it basically means that you're rusting or you're aging a lot faster than what most people should age. Based on that percent. So insulin resistant means you've got too much blood sugar, which caused you to become insulin resistant, meaning your body is not listening to the most important hormone in the body, which its job is responsible for putting the energy into your cells. So the energy cannot get into your cells. So where's the energy stay? Oh yeah, it stays on the outside in your bloodstream, aka when you check your blood sugar, 200, check your blood sugar, 300, check your blood sugar, 400. That's because that percent, you're more and more, the higher the percentage, the more and more insulin you are becoming. It's why you're always tired. You're tired because the energy cannot get into the cells. You're hungry because you're always hungry because it's like, hey, I don't have any energy. We're like, where's my energy? Like, oh, we get energy from food, right? So give me more food. So you just keep on giving yourself food and more food, but yet you still have no energy. And then you have sugar cravings, right? Who has sugar cravings? Put me in the chat. If you have, was I the only one that had sugar cravings? Put a me in the chat if you had sugar cravings. Put a me. Or if you have sugar cravings. Put a me. Okay. A lot of me's. A lot of me's. A lot of me's. You have sugar cravings. You want to know why you have sugar cravings? You have sugar cravings simply because you are insulin resistant. If you are insulin resistant, your body's like, give me quick energy and give it to me now. And where do you get quick energy from? Oh yeah, sugar. You get it? So you've got too much insulin. You need to give some of it back, basically. You've got enough insulin for enough people. So you got to give some of it back. So that's it, folks. That's what it means to be a diabetic. Here's the ultimate thing, though. Here's what it means to officially have diabetes, like I did. Diabetes means you're resistant to the most important hormone in the body. And the higher the percent of sugar that is has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months, ultimately years though, how much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin? What did we say hemoglobin was? Oh yeah, only the life that you breathe. That's what hemoglobin is. I said Halloween's coming up tomorrow. All the little kiddies are going to be out eating candy, ringing on the doorbell, talking about trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. A lot of kiddies are going to be saying that tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of sugar in the streets. Imagine all of that sugar just being like, just being in one big, you take all that sugar and you just melt it down and you put it in a big swimming pool and you just jump in it. And then you get out and you let it dry. You know all that sugar? That's nasty stuff. It's the stuff that's happening to your hemoglobin, the life that you breathe. So essentially, all of the sugar is choking the life out of your hemoglobin, aka choking the life out of you, aka you've got a faster date with the Grim Reaper. Like I said earlier, the higher the percentage, the faster you're checking out of here. That's what the number actually really means, folks. So it is just not a number that you take lightly, okay? That's not a fly-by-night number. Like, oh, my A1C is a 12, my A1C is a 13, my A1C is a 14. No, if your A1C is a 12 or 13 or 14 or 8 or 9 or 10 or whatever, 5.7. The alarm should be going, in. It's like, I got to do something now because insulin is the most important hormone in the body. That's it, folks. That's what it means. That's what hemoglobin A1C means. But you can actually bring your number back to a 5.3. If your number's gotten all out of control, you can actually bring your number back to a 5.3. But you're going to have to make some changes. I'm going to show you that next. But the changes that have to be made. But if this is making sense to y'all, folks, on what it means to have a high hemoglobin A1C, if you want to add more years back to your life, like literal years, if you have a high hemoglobin A1C, it chokes the life out of you. People leave this earth 20 years too soon. That's what it means in layman's terms. Okay, so but if this is making sense to y'all, folks, put a health yes in the chat. Health, yes. Put it in the chat, folks. If you're going to take this number seriously. You can get my help. Here's how people are asking, how do you get my help? Here's a couple of things that you can do. Health, yes. Here's a couple of things that you can do. Number one thing is you can go register and take the quiz. Do me a favor, folks. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. You're quite welcome. And then you're going to come right here. Yep, right here. You click that link. And on that link, folks, there is the quiz. You start here with the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz to take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. 2 minutes. There is the masterclass. It's a free masterclass, 45-minute masterclass, absolutely free. All you got to do is pay attention. I give you the lifestyle medicine formula to I give you the keys to the castle on that, but you just got to go do the work on that. It's a 45-minute masterclass. That's absolutely free. Just pay attention. That's all you got to do. But for my folks who are ready for serious change, for my people who have said, you know what, man, I'm ready. I understand what this number means now. I understand why I need to take this number more seriously, Kelley. I understand that now. If you are ready to take this number more seriously, here it is right here. If you are ready to take control of your blood sugar, if that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Like I said before, diabetic meds aren't the only way. Okay? They're not the only way. The real way is through changes in your lifestyle, which I'm going to teach you next. But if you're ready to take control of your blood sugar, you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now, everything's free on the page. The quiz is free. The masterclass is free. The challenge is the only thing that I got to charge you for because it's real people getting real results in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Right? It's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use the discount code, the live discount code, SAVE20, use that discount code, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, $79, 20% off to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. use that discount code to save 20. Let's see. A lot of freebies on my page too. Go grab all the free stuff. Now I just need to take control of my alopecia. Okay. Would you recommend to switch from working nights to days while reversing type 2 diabetes? I would. Very much so, because you're going to, and when you're working night shift, you're going to get your natural circadian rhythm, the sun and the moon. You ain't going to beat the sun and the moon. So I would definitely recommend that. If you're ready to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, Rue, you use that discount code SAVE20, the live discount code, SAVE20. Okay, so now that this is making sense, let's go on to the next part. Now that we know what an A1C is, hemoglobin A1C, let's talk about now how to bring this number down. Ready to take blood sugar challenge? Yes, if you are ready to take the challenge, now is the time. Use that discount code, the live discount code, to save 20. But let's talk about some more stuff, folks. Yeah, go take that quiz. I see folks are taking the quiz as well. Go take the quiz. Now we're getting ready to talk about what's in this masterclass. Do me a favor, folks, and raise your hand. We're going to talk about how to bring our A1C to 5.3. Put a me in the chat if you would love to get your A1C to a 5.3. See this right here? You'd love to get your A1C right there, 5.3. Raise your hand and put a me in the chat. Who'd love to see that? Me. Rue would love to see it. Me. All right, who else? Me. Yeah, me. Let's just say if your A1C is at like a 9.7 and you say, you know what? I'd love to get mine back to a 5.3 and get off some of these meds or something. Who'd love to do that? Me. Did you know everybody has the ability to do that though? Everybody does. But most people just don't want it as badly as they say that they do. Most people just don't have enough reasons as to why they should do that. So that's what we're going to uncover right now. How do you get your A1C to a 5.3? Is you've got to prescribe yourself some kind of medication. Now, only you can prescribe yourself this medication. The doctor can't, unfortunately, your doctor can't prescribe you this medication. Your mom can't prescribe it to you. Heck, your spouse can't even prescribe it to you. I don't care if y'all been married for 40, 50 years. Your spouse cannot prescribe you this medication. And it is called this. It is called lifestyle medicine. Folks, here's what I believe. I believe that it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. If you cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first, okay, let's establish that. Let's establish that. Rule number one. Here's the rule. We got rules, folks, in philosophy. The very first philosophy is this. It should always be lifestyle first, medication second. Lifestyle first, medication second. To get your number there, you've got to maintain your pace. That's what you got to do. You're like, well, what the hell does that mean, Kelley? Maintain my pace. Maintain your pace means this. Lifestyle. It's an acronym. Maintaining your pace, having a peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. These are pillars of lifestyle medicine. There's 6 pillars altogether, but I'm going to teach you 4 in this magic formula called maintaining your pace. This is the medication that you've got to prescribe to yourself. I'm serious, man, serious. The same way people ask me, how did I do it? I prescribe myself this medication. The P stands for peaceful mind. The key to maintaining your pace, the first part of it, I'm going to give you a prescription in each of these areas, folks. The prescription is you got to have a peaceful mind. Okay? Here's why. Because cortisol is the great equalizer. It'll cancel out everything. So you could be exercising, you could be moving your body, you could be doing all of this stuff, but it all means nothing because you don't have a peaceful mind. It's because your cortisol, your stress, you're chronically stressed, which causes adrenaline, cortisol, blood sugar, high blood sugar, and finally, where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Remember that. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Stress, you cannot control it. You've got control over your thoughts, your actions, and your own reactions. These are the only three things on this planet that you can control. The second you realize that, that is when you gain great strength. When you realize that. So what's the prescription in peaceful mind? Stress management. It's called the 3 M's, folks. The 3 M's. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Those are the 3 M's. That's the prescription for each of these areas. Like I said, diabetic meds aren't the only way. There are better medication. Lifestyle medicine is lifestyle first, medication second. Okay? Peaceful mind, the 3 M's. The A, the next part of the lifestyle medicine formula, because a lot of people said that they wanted to get their number back here to a 5.3. But here's the work you're going to have to do, and here is the prescription that you're going to have to prescribe. The C stands for active body. Having an active body. Here's the prescription. 30 minutes a day. Yeah, taking notes, Rue. This has been part of our prescription for like a million years, but we often fail to cash in on it. You want to know why? Because of comfort. Comfort has robbed us, okay, of being active. Netflix has robbed us being active. Now, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, folks, you've got high blood sugar, being active is going to be your best friend. Why? It's because muscles love blood sugar. Muscles love the same stuff that you've got too much of. What is it that we've got too much of? Oh yeah, blood sugar. We've got too much blood sugar. Muscles are hungry for that. They're like match made in heaven. So that's why they always tell you, like fitness folks and doctors and whoever and health coaches and folks like myself, they say, hey, go move after you finish eating. As soon as that fork hits that plate, boom, you go move your body. It could be for a walk. It could be, doing some leg raises, some leg squats, raises, squats, whatever. Go move your body so those muscles can soak up all of that blood sugar because they love it. Okay? So here's the prescription in active body that you've got to prescribe to yourself if you ever have plans on getting your A1C to a 5.3. And it is 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement, folks. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. 4 to 5 days a week. Doesn't have to exactly be 5, but get out there and move your body. People who move their body live longer. People who move their body have less blood sugar issues. They have better blood sugar control, which if you're suffering from high blood sugar, moving your body would be great. Great thing to add. Okay. Now this part of the formula, folks, this part of the prescription, the C, is one of the most crucial parts that there is. It probably is the most crucial part. They're all important. But this one, the C, clean eating, man, that one takes the cake. You see what I did there? Here's the thing I want you to remember about clean eating. I know people said that they're taking notes. A lot of people said that they're taking notes. Here's what I want you to remember. I want you to jot this one down. If you don't remember anything that I tell you from this live, I want you to remember this one, folks. Jot it down. I'm going to give you a second to get your pen because I'm going to get some water. All right, here it is. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Yeah. I'm going to say that one more time just to make sure you got it. When the diet is wrong, medication, it's of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Here's the prescription in clean eating. Eat real, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly, predominantly whole, unprocessed foods. As much as you possibly, predominantly. Now they're saying that you got to be perfect. No, they're not saying you got to be perfect. It's predominantly, it's about what you do most of the time that matters the most. So what do I mean clean, whole, unprocessed food? Something that was grown from a branch, something that had once like had a leaf, something that once had dirt on it. You know what I mean? Roots. That's real food. Real food. Leaner sources of protein. So whatever source of protein that you choose. I don't tell people what protein to choose anymore because eating is a controversial topic. Okay? It's highly debated. But I say eat leaner sources of protein. So whatever it is. So here's what you eat. It's like, what do you eat, Kelley? What's the prescription? Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans, leaner sources of protein, chicken, turkey, fish, steak, eggs, tofu, tempeh. Let's make sure it's the leaner sources, not the processed foods, not the processed meats, things like bacon, things like salami, things like boudin. That's not clean. Boudin, folks, for my Louisiana folks. If you're from Louisiana, okay, and we got a lot of boudin over there. Boudin is not clean eating, folks. My thing came down here. Oh, I lost my board. Hold on. Hold on, folks. Here we go. Here's another one. All right. Boudin, folks, is not clean eating. If you're from Louisiana, okay? So that's it, folks. Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans, linear sources of protein. Chicken, turkey, salmon, tofu, tempeh, fish, things like that. So that is clean eating. We'll cover more on clean eating in a little bit, but that's clean eating. And the last part of the lifestyle medicine formula, folks, the E stands for effective sleep. Get your number back to a 5.3. You're going to need to have some effective sleep. 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep. 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep. I didn't just say sleep. I said effective sleep. A lot of times people ask me, well, Kelley, what does sleep have to do with anything? What does sleep have to do with anything at all? You know what I mean? Sleep has a whole hell of a lot to do with it. A whole hell of a lot. Why? It's because if you don't get enough effective sleep, your body can't recover. Your brain doesn't recover. Like your brain just, you're not sharp the next day. You're like, Why? It's because you didn't get enough effective sleep. So when your body reboots itself, it's basically when your body restarts itself to make you feel new, to make you feel whole again the next day. Like, ooh, wake up feeling like great. Wake up feeling ready to charged up and take on the world. That's the point of sleep. So if you don't get that, that's going to cause stress. And remember what we said stress does? These things can cancel each other out. The lack of sleep, the very next day, you're going to wake up more insulin resistant. The very next day, you're going to wake up hungrier. Why? It's because your hormones didn't have a chance to reset. So when you get terrible sleep, that in turn causes a domino effect. Watch this. A lot of people, I help people lose weight for a living. That's what I do, right? And reverse diabetes, type 2 diabetes. That's what I do, right? So people come to me all the time and they'll say, hey, Kelley, listen, I'm moving my body, man. I'm eating good, but I'm not losing the weight, man. My blood sugar's staying the same. I'm still on that blood sugar roller coaster. And I'm like, okay, if you're moving your body, you're following a prescription. You're following a prescription on clean eating, and you're following a prescription, but you're getting terrible sleep. So as a result, what's going to happen? The lack of sleep is a stressor, which in turn is going to cause you to release more cortisol. What happens when you get stressed? You release more cortisol, adrenaline and cortisol gets released. And then stored blood sugar gets released from your liver. And then finally, where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So you get higher cortisol, you get all of that stuff, all the stress stuff, all because you got a night of poor sleep. Imagine if you do that like a lot of nights, like damn near every night, you're getting terrible sleep. And your body never has the chance to recover. So you're just making yourself more and more and more insulin resistant. So that's how these things can cancel each other out, folks. You could be working out, you could be eating good, but you're not getting to sleep. Oh, cause a domino effect. So check it out. Watch this. Here's how the formula works. It's a formula, folks. It's a formula. You want to get your number to a 5.3. Here's the formula that you got to do. You got to maintain your pace. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, getting yourself some effective sleep. 6 to 9 hours worth. So let me sum it all up. To get your A1C to a 5.3, which everybody said that they do, you need to prescribe yourself these medications. What are the medications that you need to prescribe? You need to maintain your pace. Having a peaceful mind. I gave you the prescription there, didn't I? Having an active body. I gave you the prescription. Clean eating. I gave you the prescription, right? And then finally, effective sleep. You just keep doing that. You want to lower your numbers? You just keep doing that. You just maintain your pace. And you do that for however long it takes. Maybe it'll take a few weeks. Maybe it'll take a couple of months. Maybe it'll take a few months. Hell, maybe it'll take a few years. But we don't want it to take that long. We want to do it quickly. We want to do it as quickly as we possibly can. You want to know why? Because you do what you have to do. Do what you have to as quickly as you can so that you can do what you want to for as long as you can. I'm going to say that one more time. Do what you have to. Do what you have to as quickly as you can so that you can do what you want to for as long as you can. What is it that you have to do as quickly as you can? Oh, yeah. You got to maintain your pace. You got to prescribe yourself each of these areas with you got to be on a mission to kick these meds to get your life back. You got to be on a freaking mission because it ain't going to come easy. If it were easy, hell, everybody would do it. To maintain your pace, everybody would do it. People ask me all the time, Kelley, what kind of medication did you take, man? I know you took something, man. Like, yo, stop gaslighting me, man. I know you took some Ozempic or something, bro. Like, tell me, bro, what'd you take? And I just told him, like, listen, man, I got in and I started maintaining. I figured out lifestyle medicine. I figured out it was my lifestyle that caused me to become a diabetic. I figured it was my lifestyle that caused me to be like this. Look, you're just joining us. You're just joining us. It was my lifestyle that caused me to become a diabetic, to have heart disease and be obese. It was my lifestyle. It was lacking in these 4 areas right here. There's more areas too, honorable mention. There's more areas, right? This is the medication that I took, folks. It's like this the easiest way I can say it. Like, I didn't even know the doctor prescribed me medication. When my A1C got to a 6.5, the doctor prescribed me medication. Lipitors and all of that stuff for my hearts and all of that stuff. Statins and all of that. I got prescribed all of that. But I decided to take my health into my own hands and maintain my pace. And as a result, no more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity, as you see from the pictures. Same thing's going to happen to you. But this is what you got to have to do, folks. And I'm sorry to be the one that break it to you. Sorry to be the one to break it to you. Because I know that people will think, like, Kelley, there's got to be a magic pill, man. Like, there's got to be another way than what you are talking about. Please tell me there's another way. And I level with him. I'm gonna be like, man, I'm sorry. I wish, bro. I looked around and I tried like all the different ways, man. I tried all of the calorie count and I tried all of that stuff, man. I tried to like all of the hydroxy cuts and all of that stuff. Ozempic, I didn't try Ozempic, but you get what I'm saying. Tried all of that stuff. And as a result, yeah, you may lose a little bit of weight. You may be good for a while, but then what happens if you get off of that medication? What happens if the doctor is probably not going to take you off, but if the doctor, because you didn't change anything, but if the doctor took you off your medication, right? So, folks, this is the real medicine. This is the medicine that you are going to have to. What you resist will persist. Let me say that. The more you resist doing this, which most people on this live will probably still resist doing this. Like I said, I hear this every day. It's like a broken record. Like a broken record. I can tell you exactly what happens, especially when I go to the VA. When people ask me and they say, Kelley, you're the diabetes guy. You help people reverse diabetes and all that, type 2 diabetes, and help people with their sugars and stuff, right? That's what you're known for doing. Like, yeah, that's what I'm known for doing. Okay, I'm at the VA. I used to be in the military. I used to be in the Navy. I was in the Navy for 12 years. And a lot of the time they say, well, what'd you do, Kelley? I want to do that. I want to get my numbers. I want to get off of these meds. I'm sick and tired of these meds. I can barely walk. This is the stories that they tell me at the VA, my fellow veterans. And I say, all right. Well, they say, well, what do I got to do? And then this is the question that I always ask people. And I'm not trying to offend them, but I have to ask this question. And I ask them very politely, how serious are you about it? How serious are you about getting off those meds, those same meds that you're in the line for right now to go get at the pharmacy, at the VA? How serious are you about getting off of that? Oh, I'm super serious, man. This is the stories I hear every day. Yeah, I'm super serious. Okay. Here's what you got to do. You have to maintain your pace. You have to maintain your pace. Having a peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. There's no tiptoeing. There's no, I'm not sugarcoating it with you. We used to be in the military, so we shoot straight with each other. I'm going to tell you straight up like this. There ain't no other way. And there's people at the VA, Veterans Affairs is what it stands for, who have their legs amputated, who have like their toes and all that stuff, and they're in bad shape, legs amputated and all that stuff. Now you would think that them getting their leg amputated would be from the war. We're at the VA, for crying out loud, where people go to war. But here's the thing: most people that you see, here's a fun fact. I don't know if you call it a fun fact, but it's a fact. That most people that you see at the VA and they get their legs amputated, it's not because of the war. It's because of the war against type 2 diabetes, the war of high blood sugar, the war of diabetes, type 2 diabetes most specifically. That's why they got their leg amputated. It wasn't because of the war. Think of how oxymoronic, and that's like a crazy ironic. You're like, yo, I'm at the VA and everybody's got legs amputated. But it ain't from the war. It's from their diet. It's from not maintaining their pace. It's from, yeah. So folks, that is the realest way I can say it to you. When I ask people, how serious are you about it? And they say, I'm very serious. And I tell them that this is what they got to do. They'll be like, no thanks. I thought you were going to give me like a magic pill or something. And they'll just go off and they'll get their name called by people, and they go to the back, and I probably never see them again. And they probably, if I do see them again, they'll come back and they'll still probably be the same story years later. So folks, if nothing changes, nothing is going to change. For things to change, for you to get your A1C to back to where you want it to be, for you to get your blood sugar back to where you want it to be, for you to get your 5.3 like you said you wanted, you're going to have to do some work. This is the work that most people won't want to do. Why? It's because what you do speaks so loudly that people cannot hear what you are saying. So screenshot this, folks. Screenshot what it is that you're going to have to do. And I'm going to turn this light off so you can see it. Screenshot that so you have a better, you can see better. All right. Can you screenshot it? That's what it is. You got it? All right, cool. All right, now let's go back. That's it, folks. Any questions? Any questions on what it takes to get your A1? Everybody has the ability to do this, by the way, but most people just don't have enough reasons. Most people just don't want to do it. They'll say that they do, but like I said, what you do speaks so loudly that people can't hear what the hell you're saying. This is making sense to y'all, folks. Put a health yes in the chat. Oh, discipline. Thank you for saying that. Discipline. You want to know what discipline is, folks? You want to get excited over your ability to do the necessary things to achieve a desired result. I want you to get excited over that. Doing the necessary things to achieve a desired result. That, folks, is called discipline. Okay? I'm going to say it one more time. Discipline is this: doing the necessary things to achieve a desired result. So get excited about that. Because that's the only that you're going to have to do the necessary things. To get your number to a 5.3, you're going to have to do the necessary things to achieve a desired result. Other than that, you're just going to keep on getting the same results you've been getting. You keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep on getting what you've been getting. That's how the principles work. The principles. Yes, the alternative has to really cost you. Yeah. The alternative got to really cost you. The alternative of not doing this is having a high A1C, and the consequence of that is leaving this earth a lot of years too soon, 15, 20 years too soon, getting your leg amputated. These are the costs. These are the costs of neglect. So here's the thing. I use a story of the people from the VA. Here's the thing. Neglect is silent, but its consequences are loud. We can control what we put in our mouth. What can you use naturally without medicine from the doctor, like metformin? There is no, Yvonne, I told you. You cannot take shortcuts. Okay? This is what you're gonna have to use. There is no shortcuts. This is natural. Right? Having a peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, which we're gonna dive into a little bit next. We're gonna dive into that more next. And effective sleep. If y'all want to know more about this, folks, number one thing to do is to go register for that masterclass. If you haven't already registered for the masterclass, folks, it's right here. You click right up here, and then you click on my picture again. And do me a favor, folks, and bebop that screen and share this live out with anybody you know struggling with this condition. So click right up here. Click on this picture again. Here is where all the goodies are, folks. That what I just went over, that 4-part philosophy that I just went over, maintaining your pace. It's a free masterclass right here. All you got to do is pay attention. That's all you got to pay is attention in this masterclass called Diabetes Doesn't Unlock Your Diabetes Freedom. Sorry, that's what it's called. How to unlock your diabetes freedom. Go download. It's absolutely free. And then, register for it. It's a free masterclass. That's the one. Yep. Free masterclass. My bad. Got a lot of goodies on there. But the quiz, the masterclass, but for my folks who are ready for serious change, for my folks who said that I have gotten to the point, Kelley, where change is not just desired. I am ready to take this note. I am ready to stop dancing around. I'm ready to be on a mission. I'm ready to get off of this blood sugar roller coaster. I'm ready to go at this thing full speed ahead. Like what I got to do, show me where it is, and I'm going to defeat it. Okay? Those people, if you're ready to take control of your blood sugar, because not everybody's at that ready level yet. But if you're ready to take control of your blood sugar, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is a nutrition blueprint that almost 300 people have joined. We're just focusing on the E. You follow that blueprint, you will get the results. You will get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster. I promise you, if you do this work. There's no danger. We're not dancing around it. I told you I used to be in the military. You're going to have to face it head on. Military style. You do that, you're going to get the results. Now, everything's free on my page except for the challenge. The challenge is the only thing that I got to charge you for because it's real people getting real results in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. All right? Getting yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster. If you are ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, if that is you, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge where I promise you, for real, your life's never going to be the same. Your blood sugar is never going to be the same. I'm going to just show you what the work is. I'm telling you, we're going military style. You show up and you just do the work. There's no excuses. We're putting the excuses to the side for 2 weeks. You can put excuses to the side for 2 weeks and just show up and do the work. Man, your life is going to be changed forever in just 2 weeks. There's been people who have been taking off of their medication. The craziest, most miraculous story that I've ever heard. She came onto the live and told her story that she did the challenge. 2 weeks after she did the challenge, her A1C went from an 8 to a 6. Started off at an 8, went to a 6. Doctor took her off all of her medications, glipicides, GLP-1s, all of that, just from doing the 14-day blood sugar. No more medication. 10 years versus 2 weeks. 10 years versus 2 weeks. You tell me. Folks, what are we doing? That is how powerful nutrition is. We're just eating real food. The same stuff that I called out up here, that's all we're eating. Real food. $99 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You use that discount code to save 20. You'll save 20% off the price, and you'll join the challenge for $79. Where in 2 weeks, we're going to put you through a boot camp. Like I said, it's military, right? I'm going to put your blood sugar through like a boot camp. All based on the foods that you're eating. You do that for 2 weeks. You go hard for 2 weeks. You want it, like you said that you want it. This is why I ask people at the VA. I say, how serious are you about it? And everybody says, yes, I'm serious. Until I tell them, you're going to have to do some work. You're going to have to change some things. And people are like, no, I don't want to do that, Kelley. Well, then you don't want it. You don't want it as badly as you say that you want it. You just kind of want it. Then no. You cannot kind of want it. You have to want it. There's no gray area. So when you figure that out, you will make it happen. The people who have gotten to the point where they're like, change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. These are the people who have joined that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. These are the people who have gotten off the blood sugar roller coaster because that was what they wanted. There was no gray area. If that's what you want, and if there is no gray area, if you've got enough reasons as to why you want to change your life, why you want to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, if you've got enough reasons, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You use that discount code SAVE20. That live discount code, folks, is SAVE20. What state are you located? I'm straight out of Houston, Texas. Straight out of Houston, Texas. This is making sense to y'all, folks, on what you got to do. Put a health yes in the chat if this is making sense to y'all on what it is that y'all got to do. Right? This is making sense. Put a health yes. No doubt, Rue. I'm type 2 diabetic, and I have been fasting 12 to 8 and have not taken metformin in over a year. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Your life, I promise you, will never be the same. Discount code, yep, SAVE20. How can I start? It's linked in my bio. If you go right up here, and then you click on my picture again, and then you're going to come to that link. Click that link in my description. It will take you there to the 14-day challenge. But start right here, and then click on my picture again, and then click on that link. That's where it's going to take you. Can you repeat the definition of discipline? Discipline is doing the necessary things to achieve a desired result. Get excited about making yourself do the necessary things to achieve a desired result. That is called discipline. I've lost 55 pounds. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I've been doing the P and the E. I need all four. Yeah, that's how you make it work. That's how if you've been doing the P, peaceful mind, and the effective sleep. Yeah, if you're missing these two areas right here, yeah, those are big areas, right? Real big, especially the C. That's a big area. Where do I get the program? Right here. Let me show y'all where everything is, folks. Is you click right up here. Click right up here, and then you click on my picture again. All right, you got me? You follow me? You click right up there and click on my picture again, and then here we go. Check it out. You click it, it's going to take you here. Click that link, and for my other socials as well, if you click that link in my description, it is going to take you here. All right, see that right there? It's going to take you there. You'll see that link in my description. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is here. There's a lot of goodies. There's a quiz, masterclass, but the challenge is here. Here's the challenge. 14 days blood sugar reset challenge. Click that link right there. $99. Use it. It says $99. Use that discount code. Save 20. Save 20%. You're doing the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. 20% off. $79 doing that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where I promise you, you show up and you do this work. We ain't playing around. So if you got to the point where I might make up a bunch of excuses. I might have this, I might have that, I might have this. Probably not gonna be for you. Just keep it real with you. Look, it's for the people who are joining this, or the people who are saying, "What do I got to do? What do I got to do? Where is it? Okay, that's what I got to do. That's what I got to do to get my A1C back to where I want it. Okay, boom, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm only doing it for 2 weeks. Okay." Now, am I saying you're going to get your A1C back to a 5.3 in 2 weeks? If you're at like a 10, am I saying you're going to get your A1C back to a 5.3 in 2 weeks? No, I ain't saying that. But what I am saying is we will get you off that daily blood sugar roller coaster. That's what I am saying. A daily blood sugar roller coaster. Now let's get to these Q&As. What questions y'all got for your boy? How can I start? There you go. I do intermittent fasting. Okay, great. No, I meant I do the C. Oh, if you do the C, okay, great. You do the C, clean eating, got you. That I do really well. Okay, cool. In fact, I am probably undernourished. Oh, wow, okay. Overnourished, undernourished, I probably undernourished. Okay, it's very interesting. But this is it, folks. This is what you're going to have to do. Any more questions? This is what you're going to have to do to defeat this condition once and for all, to get your blood sugar back to where you want it to be. You're going to have to show up and you have to do some work. This is the work you're going to have to do. Like I said, sorry to be the one to break the news to you. I know this is breaking news, like, you know how the breaking news comes on, like flashing breaking news. Kelley hated to be the one to have to tell you that what you resist, it will persist. The more you resist doing the work, the more your blood sugar is going to be out of control, the more and more medication they gotta prescribe, because the whole time you resisted and it persisted. So don't resist this. Like I said, sorry to be the one to have to break it to you, but that is the only way that you are going to get your number, your A1C, to a 5.3 and keep it there. Just like mine has been like 5.2, 5.3 for the last 4 years. Since I lost the weight, no more diabetes, no more insulin resistance on all that stuff. It's been a consistent 5.2, 5.3. That's where it stays. It's been there. It's been sitting there the last 4 years. I'm insulin sensitive now. I can eat pretty much whatever I want. That's where you want to get your number back to. Why? It's because I don't eat whatever I want, but if I wanted to, I don't have to worry about my blood sugar. That's the last thing I got to worry about is my blood sugar. Because now I'm insulin sensitive. But before I was insulin resistant. So who'd like to become insulin sensitive, folks? Put a me in the chat. If you'd love to become insulin sensitive, like, yo, you be able to kind of eat what you want. You can go to the party and eat birthday cake. Who'd love to do that and not have to worry about, oh man, my blood sugars. I got to go check my meter, man. You dread waking up every morning and have to go stick your finger and you dread looking at the numbers on that meter. If that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code SAVE20. I've been able to make a huge difference in clean eating, but I have terrible sleep habits. Yeah, it'll all catch up to you. It'll all catch up to you. Terrible sleep habits will cancel everything else out. That's how it goes. That is how it goes. If you join what? Baha Mom, what did you join? You joined the challenge? You joined the challenge, shout out to you if you joined that challenge. Or did you just join the live? But if you just joined the live, here's the thing. It's a couple of things that you can do. Number one is go take the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Number three, or the second thing is to go register for the masterclass. This free masterclass right here, where I break down the whole thing. But if you're ready for serious change, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Yeah, shout out to you, Baja Mom, Bajin Mom. If that's you, if you're struggling with this condition, and you want to join the challenge, just like Baja Mom just did, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you are ready to get off of that roller coaster, if you're ready to say, I am ready to take charge of my health. I've been dealing with this for too long. I've been saying like, today's the day. I've been saying today's the day for a very long time. Or someday, I'm gonna do it one day. No. You don't need to do it one day. You need to do it, or someday. You need to do it today. Because if you don't do it today, while the idea is hot and the emotions are strong, if you don't do it today, you want to know what kicks in? Here's what kicks in. It's called the law of diminishing intent. These are laws, folks. These are principles I'm teaching y'all. You're like, well, what the hell is the law of diminishing intent? Like I said earlier, if you do not do it now, you say, I'm going to do it tomorrow, I'm going to do it the next day, I'm going to do it a little bit later. The idea, and when later comes, the idea is not going to be hot anymore, and the emotion is not going to be strong anymore. So as a result, you have diminishing intent, and then you most likely are not going to do it because you didn't do it when the idea was hot and the emotion was strong. That's when you do it. Tomorrow never comes. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Brandy, shout out to you, Brandy. Yeah, you found me. Shout out to you, Brandy. You said tomorrow never comes. It's not guaranteed to come. One day we're going to run out of tomorrows. One day you're going to be like, man, I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to do this tomorrow. Yeah. What you intend to do, there ain't no guarantee to make it there. One day you're going to run out of tomorrows. So, it's too late at that point. That is the only time. When is it too late to reverse this condition? When is it too late to reverse type 2 diabetes? It's only too late when you run out of tomorrows. It's only too late when you run out of tomorrows. That's it, folks. We're going to take a 2-minute intermission. This is it. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about clean eating. Folks, I'll be back in like a minute or so, but we'll take a little intermission. But while I'm gone, y'all can snapshot this, take a picture of this, maintain your pace, take a picture of it. Let me see. I'm going to turn my thing off so you got a good look at it. Screenshot that if you haven't already. It's probably better that way. Screenshot this. There you go. That's probably better. All right. I'll be back in a minute or two, but in the meantime, folks, if you are ready for change, like I said, if you are ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, using real food, I'm gonna get you off of that blood sugar roller coaster in 2 weeks by eating real, whole, unprocessed foods. If you're ready for that, if you are ready to get off of that roller coaster, get off the bottomless pit of more and more medication, then you should join that 14-day challenge. While I'm gone, folks, I'll be back in a minute. Here's where everything is. Like I told you before, the quiz, the masterclass, all that stuff, all the freebies, go soak up all that stuff. If you have not taken the quiz, folks, go take the quiz. 2-minute quiz to understand and learn your diabetes management style. The masterclass, go register for the masterclass. And finally, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You can book a call. You can do whatever you need to do. It's all things high blood sugar. On this page right here, it is all things high blood sugar catered for you. If you are ready, You go do that. I'll be back. Use that discount code, SAVE20. That is the discount code, SAVE20. I'll be back in a minute. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to talk, when I come back, we're going to talk about all things clean eating. We're going to dive more into that C. So don't go anywhere. Yeah, bro. All right, folks, we're back. We are back. All right, let's get back to it. Clean eating. Where do we leave off? All right, couple of folks here. Couple of folks are back, still here. Here we go. All right, clean eating. Everybody got this picture? Everybody took a snapshot of this? All right. Here we go. Let's get back into it. Let's get back to the board. Class is back in session. Class is back in session. My mom's A1C is a 6.2. Yeah. 6.2 is she's in the danger zone. Try to get her out of that danger zone. Here's the thing. Let's talk about clean eating. Like I said earlier, remember what I said earlier? When the diet is wrong, remember that little saying? Y'all remember that? When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Do y'all remember that? So let's talk a little bit about diet, folks. Who hates going to the doctor? You know when you go to the doctor and they say, listen, we need you to lose 100 pounds, or we need you to lose 50 pounds, or we need to lose, I don't know. Or if you go to your fitness coach and the fitness coach says, hey, we need you to count all these macros. We need you to weigh all this food. Like, who loves doing that or who hates doing that? Put a me in the chat if you hate counting all the calories, weighing all the food, doing all that stuff. Put a me in the chat. If you would rather not do that, you'd rather not do that, put a me in the chat. Count all those calories, weigh all those foods. You want to lose 50 pounds, but you got to count all these calories. Let me, my lighting. Pretty bright out here. All right, we got a couple of me's. Me. What if there were a different way, folks? There is a different way, and it's called the clean eating plate. Now, when people see me, after I lost all of the weight, Well, I went from being obese, having diabetes and all that stuff, being in an extra large shirt, to this, folks, believe it or not, this is a small shirt that I'm wearing right now, believe it or not. This is the formula that I used, or this is the formula that I continue to use. This is the way I eat. This is why the weight hasn't come back. This is why people are like, well, Kelley, why you ain't weight? Why haven't you gained all the weight back, Kelley? Why haven't you gained all the weight back? If you feel stuck, if you feel hopeless, like I did, look, I felt stuck. I felt hopeless too. I felt stuck. I felt hopeless too. You get what I'm saying? You see that picture? That's called being stuck. That's called being hopeless. But then the picture on the right, that's a year later. I'm wearing the same clothes to let you know that hope is still alive. Okay? Hope, right over here, is still alive, folks. It is still alive and well. So I went from an extra large shirt to now this is a small. I'm 5'2", and I was like 185 pounds at 5'2" tall. I know you guys thought that I was taller, but you guys thought I was like 6'2", but I'm actually 5'2", and I was clocking in at about 185 pounds. Now that's a pretty big guy. 185 pounds doesn't seem like a lot, but if you're 5'2", it's a whole hell of a lot. So I adopted this clean eating plate. Ask me how many calories did I count. Ask me how many times did I weigh my food on the scale. Ask me any of that, and the answer is 0. I didn't weigh my food. I didn't count my calories. Didn't do any of that stuff. Why? It's because when I reversed diabetes and heart disease and I did all that stuff, and I didn't count a single calorie. Why? It's because of this clean eating plate right here. Look at this. Doesn't that look familiar? I said 50%, 25, 25, 50, 25, 25. Called the 50, 25, 25 plate. 50%, 25, and 25. 50, 25, 25. 50, 25, 25. You see that, folks? Get yourself one of these plates because it'll make your life a whole lot easier. Here's what you do. Check it out. Fill your plate. When you get your plate, fill your plate with 50% non-starchy veggies. That's what you fill your plate with. 50% non-starchy veggies. Then, what are non-starchy veggies? Oh yeah, things like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, cucumber, spinach, you know what I mean, arugula. This is the stuff that you fill your plate with. Well, there's a whole list of these things of non-starchy veggies, but these are the ones, these are like the main ones. But just do a search for non-starchy veggies and you'll see all of the non-starchy veggies. Eat them up. Okay? Fill your plate of mushrooms or fill your plate with 50% non-starchy veggies. So that's the 50%. Oh, I think my thing might have froze. Are you still there? Did I freeze? Did I freeze or am I still here? Am I frozen? All right, we're still good. All right. So 50% non-starchy veggies, folks. 25% proteins and fats. What kind of proteins? What kind of fats? Protein, a leaner sources of protein. Remember we talked about protein earlier? The leaner sources of protein. Things like whatever protein source you choose. So whether it's chicken, turkey, salmon, tofu, tempeh, whatever protein source you choose. It's all good. Like someone said, all good. Whatever you choose. Just make sure it's the leaner sources. Tofu, tempeh, whatever. Just make sure it's leaner sources. Not things like processed meats. The processed meat aisle, that's different than the regular, you see that you got a bunch of different aisles, right? You got the meat aisle, you got the vegetable aisle, you got all the aisles. And then you got the processed meat aisle. It's not an aisle, it's like a big old section. That's the section that you want to stay away from as much as you possibly can, because those are called processed meats. The processed meat are group 1 carcinogens, and you don't want to eat a group 1 carcinogen. Just look up what a group 1 carcinogen is, and I'm pretty sure you ain't going to want to eat them. Yeah, hot dogs either. You know, hot dogs, the hot dogs are processed meats. So we're going to stay away from those hot dogs as much as you possibly can. Don't be competing against Joey Chestnut on the 4th of July in a hot dog eating contest. You know the hot dog eating contest. They're eating as many, the dude eats like 80 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Don't be doing that. Don't do that. Boudin, folks, if you're from Louisiana, that's not clean eating either. Boudin is not clean eating, folks. So here we go. So that's protein. Fats, the healthy, healthy fats, things like avocados and nuts and seeds, and the only 3 approved oils. If you're taking notes, write this one down: avocado, coconut, olive. Avocado, coconut, olive. If it's not avocado oil, if it's not coconut oil, man, throw it away. If it ain't avocado, it ain't coconut, olive, throw it away. Right? Let me see. Hold up. I'm trying to, got some interference. But things that are not healthy fats, things like dairy. Contrary to popular belief, folks, dairy is not great. Dairy is not great for you. Dairy is not great for you. So that's not a healthy fat. Bacon, folks, people tell me a couple of things that they tell me like they ain't gonna give up. They ain't giving up their bacon and they ain't giving up their cheese. They be like, I don't care how bad my health is, Kelley. I don't care how out of control my blood sugar is, Kelley. I ain't giving up bacon. I ain't giving up cheese. I don't care how bad my health is. I'm telling you, people tell me this. They don't tell me this. They don't say that. Some people do. Some people are bold about it. But their actions will tell me what they want to do. And if you want to know more about dairy, I want you to watch this documentary or a lecture called Utterly Amazing. You will be utterly amazed by the time you finish that lecture. So that's it. No healthy fats. So the healthy fats are the 3 approved oils: avocado, coconut, olive. Those are the 3 approved oils: avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil. Healthy fats, things like nuts and seeds, things like that, right? All right, carbs. That's the last section. Carbs and fruit. The carbs, whatever kind of carbs you want, folks. Is cottage cheese okay? That's dairy. No. Whatever kind of carbs that you want, folks. Because you just got to obey this very specific rule. You see how I got this down arrow right here? As long as you obey the specific rule down, you can go down on the carbs, but you can't go up. Man, you'll do great. You'll do great. You get yourself one of these plates. Get yourself a plate. Look. Get yourself this plate. 50% plate, like we talked about over here. You see, you guys see the plate over here. 50, 25, 25. You see that? Get yourself one of these plates. And the 25% carbs goes right here. 25%. Put that back in there. 25% goes right there. There you go. Look. 50, 25, 25. So white rice, people are like, well, what about white rice? You can do white rice as long, folks, as you are following these very specific rules. Go down on the carbs, but you can't go up. Brown rice, preferably you do the brown rice. But if you say, you know what, you're out and about, you want to do some white rice, all right, cool. Potatoes, pasta. You can have these foods. You just got to know how to eat them strategically. You know how to eat these. You get yourself one of these plates. Where do you get these plates? You get these plates out of my TikTok showcase. You go to my TikTok showcase, you'll get yourself one of these plates. You can get 5 for like 13 bucks. These plates are going to be a lifesaver, folks. These plates, you can take these plates with you everywhere. You want to go to the party, hang out with your friends and family, yo, you take your plate with you. You go to the cookout, whatever, you take your plate with you. People are like, well, how you losing all this weight, man? How you losing all of this weight, this and that? Well, it's because I carry my plate around with me everywhere. I got these things everywhere. And they're made out of plastic. They're not made out of plastic. They're made out of straw. They're not even plastic, folks. So they're straw. These are the best plates I've seen. They're big and they're deep. Now, I've seen a lot of other plates. They're like, yo, where you get that tiny plate from, man? No wonder you're still hungry because you're eating with a freaking tiny plate. You know what I mean? Get yourself an adult size plate. You can get those out of my TikTok showcase. They're like 13 bucks. So that's it. Obey the rules. Fruit, when it comes to fruits, preferably lower glycemic index fruits, things like berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries. These kind of things are what you're looking for. Now, can you have things like the higher glycemic index, like grapes and cherries and all of that stuff? And yeah, you can have that. But as long as you're watermelon, as long as you're obeying the rule, never eat fruit by itself. Never eat naked fruit. Always pair your fruit with a healthy fat or healthy protein. Always pair your fruit or your carbs with a healthy fat and or a protein. So when you're eating it, just don't eat a watermelon by itself. Eat a watermelon with maybe some nuts and seeds. Maybe eat it with some pistachios. That's a healthy fat. Or think of fruit like this. Best way you can do it, think of fruit as a dessert. Think of fruit as a dessert. Why? People want to know, why do you want to never eat your fruit naked? Because when you eat fruit naked, especially fruits that are higher glycemic index, things like watermelon, things like mangoes, things like pineapples, things like grapes, these kind of things. Watermelon, like I said, watermelon. When you eat those foods on an empty stomach, they go into your bloodstream. The sugar goes into your bloodstream almost immediately. And it spikes your blood sugar because it has nothing resisting it. But if you have a healthy protein and a fat already in it, and maybe even some veggies, you know what you're doing now? Now you're slowing down the process of how quickly those molecules enter into your bloodstream. It slows it down. So therefore, you have better blood sugar control. So that is why you do not eat naked fruit. It just protects you from the blood sugar spikes. Even though fruit has fiber, yeah, fruit does have fiber, but today's fruit, folks, is totally different than the original fruit from when it was, back when our ancestors ate it. Okay, when our ancestors ate fruit, it wasn't this sweet. It wasn't sweet as like, woo, you eat a watermelon, be like, damn, that's sweet as hell. Or you eat a mango today, like, damn, that's sweet. Or you eat a mango, or you eat a banana, like, that's sweet. Ancestral bananas aren't sweet like that. Ancestral bananas have seeds in them. Did you know that bananas have seeds in them, like real bananas? So today's fruit is not the fruit from our ancestors. So that is why you should never eat today's fruit naked. Okay? That's it, folks. This is the start of the clean eating plate. This is making sense to y'all. Put a health yes in the chat. This is making sense to y'all. This is part 1 of the clean eating plate. You want to know more about this plate? Like I showed you this plate right here, folks. Like I've been showing y'all this plate. You see this plate? I've been showing y'all this plate. This plate right here. Where do you get it? Where do you get this plate? It's a whole game changer. You don't got to worry about counting calories. You don't got to worry about doing any of that crazy stuff. We're not counting no calories, folks. We're not doing it. There's been many people who have joined all of my programs over the years, and nobody has counted a single calorie. If you count a calorie, folks, we're going to kick you out of the group. Like, yo, you can't be a part of us anymore. You can't be a part of the community anymore because you're counting calories. And we don't do that around here. We just follow the clean eating plate. Here's where you get a clean eating plate. You can get one right here for my TikTok showcase. Right here. There it is. Showcase right there. If you're on my other socials, you got to come over to TikTok. You come over to TikTok. Okay. And then that's where you get the plate. You see the plates right there? Boom. Plates. Look at that. You get 5 of them for like 13, 14 bucks. You get 5 of these plates. You can even get one for your whole family. Like, yo, your husband can have one. The wife could have one. Your 2 kids could have one. All for 13 bucks. You're like, that's my plate. Look, you can even put your name on your plate. Like, yo, that's my plate. Put your name on the, put my name on the back. You can put your name on the back here, and it says your name is Little Johnny. You can put Little Johnny on the back, so your sister won't get it. It's my plate. Anyhow, that's where you get the plates. This is part 1 of the clean eating plate, folks. Start putting your questions in the chat. Any questions that you got about clean eating, start throwing it in the chat, folks, because here we go. But here it is. Here's where all the other goodies are. Right here. If you're just joining us, you click that link in my description, folks. You go take that quiz. This link is like Disney World. You go take that quiz. You go register for that masterclass. And you join that 14-day blood sugar. If you're really about that life, if you really say, I'm really about change, I'm really about getting my blood sugar under control, I'm ready to do that. If you've been saying that for a very long time and you still haven't taken action yet, today's the day where you say, forget about tomorrow. Like, tomorrow's not guaranteed. I'm going to run out of tomorrows. One day I'm going to run out of tomorrows. If you're ready to take control of your blood sugar today, not tomorrow, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. People have been asking for, a something. You need help. People say, hey, I need help. I need help, Kelley. Or I need help. Where do I get help from? I've been battling this for many years. Well, I'm here to tell you that the cavalry is here. The cavalry you ever watched those movies when you're just like, hey, call in the cavalry? Or I grew up in the 1980s, as you can hint by the 1980s Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You ever watched Thundercats and they called in the cavalry? And the Lion-O was like, thunder, thunder, Thundercats, ho! When he does that, that means he's calling in the cavalry. The other Thundercats are coming. They're coming to help. Well, just think of this 14-day challenge. Just think of this 14-day challenge as Lion-O saying, Thundercats, ho. From my 1980s, folks, you'll get the reference, but if you're not from the 1980s, you might not get that one. But anyhow, on a serious note, if you are ready for serious change, if you said enough's enough, I know where this leads. Day after day, I've been doing this day after day. I've been doing this year after year. I haven't lost the weight. I'm still on the blood sugar medications. I'm still on the glipicides. Matter of fact, I got a different prescription the other day. My A1C won't drop. If that's you, if you're raising your hand and saying that's me, and you don't know what to do and you need some help, I told you the cavalry is here. Now, it's $99 to join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But if you use the live discount code, SAVE20, you join the challenge for $79. I got to charge you for the challenge because it's real people getting real results. I told you there's a lot of free stuff on my page. There's the quiz, there's the masterclass, there's a PDF, there's all kinds of free stuff there. There's all kinds of information. But for the people who are beyond information, like Kelley, I've had all the information. I don't need any more information. I need to know what to do. If you need to know what to do, you need a blueprint to show where to get started, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You use that discount code, SAVE20. You will get the blueprint. The blueprint that almost 300 people have used, myself included. I was the originator. I was the original test subject. You want to join that challenge, use that live discount code, SAVE20. Let's see if we got any questions. Health, yes. Yup, hell yes. It's $79. How much is it? It's $79, Sonny, if you use that live discount code, SAVE20. Like I told you before, if you're just joining us, like I told you before, it is the Calvary. You've been asking for the Calvary. You've been asking for Lion-O to say Thundercats, ho! It's here. A lot of people might say, like, Kelley, I don't know if I believe that, Kelley. I still don't know if I believe that in just 14 days, you can get off of the blood sugar roller coaster. You can, I don't believe that people have been taken off of their medication by their doctor, by the way. I don't know if I believe that. Well, if you don't believe that, I challenge you to go back and watch some of these old, you can go to my other socials and watch the replays. Watch the replays of people who've come on and shared their stories with hanging out for me with just 2 weeks by joining the 14-day challenge and doing the work. Now, I ain't going to sugarcoat it. You're going to have to do some work. How does it work? It works. It is a nutrition blueprint. Here's a nutrition blueprint. It is, if you are suffering from high blood sugar, if you have had high blood sugar for many years, and you don't know what to do, I'm going to show you what to do when it comes to nutrition. We're focusing on clean eating. It's real, whole, unprocessed foods we're focusing on for 14 days. We're just taking your diet and we're streamlining it. We're going to clean it up. We're going to clean it up a lot. And we're going to follow a system. Because it's the same. Because if you have high blood sugar, you're no different from the other people who have high blood sugar who have followed the system. And as a result, like I just said, some of them have been taking off of their medication. Their medication has been drastically reduced by their doctor in a very short period of time. 2 weeks to be specific. Some people who have had their numbers from a 400 down to under 100 in 14 days. From the 400s to now they're below 100 in 14 days. Those are the people who will go super, super hard. So all you do is show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. I'm giving you the blueprint. I'm giving you all the recipes, giving you all what to do, giving you what to shop for, everything, all the guesswork taken out of it. There's no guesswork. It's actually kind of boring because there's no guesswork. Like, dang, there's no guesswork, man. Like, Kelley gave me all the stuff. Like, so all I got to do is do this, show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. I get off the blood sugar roller coaster. That's how it works, Sonny. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. It is a proven system, blueprint, nutrition. That's all we're doing. 14 days. You can get yourself off of that roller coaster. That's how it works. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions on anything on clean eating? Any stuff on clean eating before we get back to it? Clean eating. All right, nothing on clean eating. All right, well, let's go to the next topic then. Let's go to the next topic. The last topic on this clean eating plate is the order in which you eat your food. 1, 2, 3. Here's the order in which you eat your food. You got yourself a plate. All right. 1, 2, 3. Let me put my phone on the charger. That is the order in which you eat your food. First order in which you eat your food. Number 1, non-starchy veggies. first on the plate. When we're talking about that, that's what you eat ordered. When you're eating, when you sit down to eat, you eat all the non-starchy veggies first. Just tear it up. Just eat all your veggies. And you're getting all that fiber. Eat it all up. Next, number 2, what do you eat next? You eat the proteins and the fats next. That's the main course, right? Right here. Proteins and fats are next. That's number 2. Number 3, carbs and fruit. That's section number 3. That is what you eat last on your plate. And believe it or not, folks, that section is actually optional. It's optional because you don't actually need the carbs. They're great to have, but you don't actually need them. But they're great to have. So yeah, that's the order in which you eat your food. Think of carbs, think of fruit, think of all that. Think of it as a dessert. You eat it last. Like when you eat the carbs, last, like dessert. When you eat the fruits, last, like dessert. So never eat your fruit naked. That's what I mean. Never eat naked fruit. Don't do it. Spike the hell out of your blood sugar. Here we go. And it's just an endless circle. It just goes and you just do it again. You do it again the next day. You ain't counting no calories. You ain't counting, we ain't weighing any food. You're just doing it again the next day. 1, a 2, a 3. That's it. 1, 2, 3. Here is a beans. It's another category. That's kind of the beans are kind of like the specialists. Let me say that they can go wherever. You can put the beans wherever. You can eat the beans with the non-starchy veggies. You can eat the beans with the proteins and the fats, because these guys are resistant starch. Like, what are they resisting? They're resisting digestion. You cannot digest the beans. So what does that mean for you? That means that your gut's going to love it. Your gut flora is going to love it. What about gumbo greens? What are gumbo greens? The greens that you put into the gumbo? Yeah, you can do the non-starchy veggies, right? You can do collard greens. You can do whatever. But beans are resistant starch. Red beans, black beans, kidney beans. Those are red beans. Navy beans, cannellini beans, garbanzo beans, like chickpeas. These are the beans that I'm talking about, preferably the dry beans. You do some dry beans, preferably. Can you do canned beans? Yeah, you can do canned beans, but preferably you want to do the dry beans. The ones that you take and you got to marinate them, you got to soak them and just get them all. It's a little process that you got to go through, but you get them right, woo! Or you can put them in your pressure cooker. If you got a pressure cooker, you don't even have to soak them. When you put them in your pressure cooker, just cook the hell out of it with a lot of pressure. Like 2 hours. So beans, they're great. Add beans to your diet, folks. What's up, Catherine? So add beans to your diet. This is a great bonus for your body. Your body loves it because they are resistant starch. And then it just goes in a circle. Just goes around. You just do the same thing again the next day. So this, folks, is the clean eating plate. It's just a big old circle. How do you eat your food? 1, 2, 3. You can eat the beans in whichever category, right? Eat the beans wherever, because beans are resistant starch. So beans are great to have. Any questions on that? Oh, last one. Let's talk about the last section, folks. The last section is this, and it is called breakfast. What's for breakfast? What's for breakfast? Frozen or frozen what? Vegetables? Yeah, you can do frozen vegetables. Frozen, yeah. You can do frozen stuff. Preferably the fresh stuff, but you can do frozen stuff. That's all good. But breakfast. What's for breakfast, Kelley? Well, here's what's for breakfast. For breakfast, we got a savory breakfast. Savory breakfast is what's for breakfast. You're like, well, what's a savory breakfast? Well, things like healthy fat, healthy protein, and a veggie. Healthy fat, sections 1 and 2, basically. Healthy fat, protein, and a veggie. That's what it is. Healthy fat, a healthy protein, and a veggie. Things like chicken and broccoli and an avocado. That, folks, will be considered clean. That, folks, will be considered a savory breakfast, not a sweet breakfast. What about lentils? Yes, lentils go in the bean category. That's it. That's in the, they are legumes, aka beans. So yes, they go into the lentils are great. So add the lentils to your plate. Add them to your plate. But step number 1, folks, is go get yourself one of these plates. I told you where they are. They are in my TikTok showcase. If you are on TikTok, you go to TikTok, you go to my showcase, you get yourself one of these plates. This is going to save the game for you. You may say, like, listen, Kelley, I'm not at the point yet. I'm not at the point where I'm ready to like go all in yet. I ain't ready to go all in yet on my health. Great for you, Brandy. You got your plates. You might say, you might be at the point where you're like, I'm not ready to go in yet, Kelley. But then you say, all right, are you not ready to go all 100% in yet? You don't want to do that for yourself? Okay. Then we can say, well, what are your list of whys? Well, what would happen if you left here 20 years too soon? Who'd walk your kid down the aisle? Like at their wedding. So if you got a young daughter, who'd walk your daughter down the aisle? If you're a young dad, who's going to walk her down the aisle? Who's going to cheer at your son's graduation? So here's the thing. Is staying inside of your comfort zone worth your future? A lot of people want to stay inside of their comfort zone. And that's fine. But here's the truth. Here's the honest, the goodness truth. The comfort zone is a beautiful place. It's beautiful. Whoo! Comfort zone. But the only thing that grows there is regret. That is the only thing that grows in that beautiful place is regret. And folks, you don't want to live with regret. You don't want to get to be a certain age in your life and be like, you don't want to get to be like, man, they're getting ready to amputate my toe. Damn. There's nothing we can do about it now. But years ago, when the neuropathy started to kick in, I had the chance to do something at that point. But I didn't. And as a result, now they got to take my toe. As a result, now my kidneys have failed. As a result, now I've lost my vision. Consequences. There's consequences to everything that we do, folks. Neglect is silent. Like I always say, neglect is silent, but its consequences are loud. You may say, I'm not ready to go all the way in yet, but at least get yourself. I'm not ready to go 100% on my health yet. I'm not ready to do that yet. Not ready to go all the way in on my future just yet. I'd rather take baby steps. Okay, you'd rather take baby steps. Just take a step. Go get yourself a clean eating plate. Go register for the quiz. Go register for the master class. Go book a call. Go join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you really want to challenge yourself. If you really want to challenge yourself and step outside of your comfort zone like we talked about, go join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What to eat as a type 1 diabetic. Same thing the type 2 diabetics eat. Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, leaner sources of protein. Chicken, turkey, salmon, tofu, tempeh. That's what you eat. Comfort zone is not comfortable when your feet aren't working because you have type 2 diabetes and can't walk, huh? That's not necessarily true, Brandy. That's not necessarily true. That is the point. It doesn't matter how bad the pain gets. Most people will not move until they get into enough pain. This is the only two times that people will move. Pain and the fear of future pain. If it's not pain or the fear of future pain, people are going to sit right there on their keister. I know, because I was a person who sat right there on my keister. That's butt, if you don't know what keister means. It's behind. I sat on my keister for many years. I didn't take anything serious until it got serious. It got serious when my mother passed away 2 months prior from the same condition that I just got diagnosed with. She passed away 2 months prior, and then I get diagnosed with the condition that she just passed away from 2 months, 2 weeks later, 2 months later, sorry. 2 months after she passed, I got my own diagnosis. That was the day that turned my life around. I said, oh, my mother just passed away from this. My mother just passed away from the same condition that I got diagnosed with. I was like, oh, it's time to do something different. Or else I'm gonna be pushing up daisies pretty soon. I'm gonna be checking out of here a lot sooner than what I should have. All because of my comfort zone? Nah, man, come on, man. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Why would you want to do that to your family? Why would you want to do that to anybody? That's from a preventable condition like type 2 diabetes, from a reversible condition like type 2 diabetes. From a reversible condition like type 2 diabetes. I promise you, it's not worth it. A preventable condition. Like I told you before, neglect is real silent. The comfort zone is a beautiful place, but the only thing that grows there is regret. If you don't believe me, just talk to anybody who's a little bit older. Maybe they're at advanced age. Maybe they're a senior citizen, as we call them. Maybe they've got a lot of years of experience. Talk to them. And when you talk to them, and just listen, and they're going to tell you the stories that they tell you. They're going to tell you stories, things that they wish they would have done versus things that they've done. That's what they're going to say. So if you don't want to live with regret, folks, here's what I recommend. You said the cavalry. I said the cavalry has arrived. I've already told you that. The cavalry has arrived. It is called the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, because your A1C is not going to lower itself. You're going to have to get outside of your comfort zone and do some work. You hang out with me for 14 days, I'm going to show you what the work is. We're going to do that work, and you are going to get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster, which you said that you wanted. You want to join that challenge, use that discount code, SAVE20. It is $79 to join that challenge if you use that discount code, SAVE20. The link's in my bio, folks. It's linked in my bio. But again, you don't have to be, you might say, I'm not ready yet. There's a lot of freebies as well. It's a lot of freebies. There's a quiz, there's a master class. It's all free stuff. Just grab it and go. Grab it and go and read it and soak it all up. But for my folks who have gotten to the point where change isn't just desire, and they're seeking real transformation, they're so serious. If you're so serious, if you say, I am so serious, man, I've been dealing with this for so many years, man, like, what is it that I got to do? Can you point me in the right directions? Can you show me where to start, Kelley? You don't have diabetes anymore, Kelley. Can you show me where you started? Can you show me the food that you were eating? The real food, whole unprocessed food that you were eating? Can you point me in that direction so that I can do the same, so that I can get off of this blood sugar roller coaster? Yeah, I'll point you in the right direction. Step number 1, go click that link in my bio. Get all the free stuff off of there. But if you're ready for real change, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where it is real people getting real results following this proven system. It is a system, folks. It is principles. These principles don't care who you are. A principle says, what is it that I got to do? And then you do it. That's it. You do it and you get the results. You want to join that challenge, get those real results, get off the blood sugar roller coaster, use that discount code, SAVE20. Join that 14-day challenge. All right, couple of questions. I have diabetic retina detached in eye and bleeding. That sounds, yeah. Shout out to you. Is there a limit on how many nuts you can eat in a day? Yeah, don't go crazy with it. Nuts are very high in calories. So yes, you just eat modestly, right? Eat a handful. Don't go freaking crazy with it. Okay. Can you eat a healthy bar on the run if it has 2 grams of sugar? Use your Yuka app. Use the Yuka app, YUKA. Use the Yuka app to determine which will be the best option. YUKA. Download that app. What do you think of fasting? What do you think of fasting? Seems everyone is saying to fast and skip breakfast. So confused. Well, just because everybody else is saying it, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. Here's what fasting is great. If you use it when it comes to type 2 diabetes, when it comes to insulin resistance, fasting is great. How you use it? Let me sit down. Let me sit down because we've been standing up for a while. Let me see here. Fasting, how you use it is start off with 12 hours. Start off with 12 hours of fasting. And then you get a savory breakfast. The first meal of the day is going to be a savory breakfast. Just like we just talked about earlier. Remember how we talked about on the board up here? The savory breakfast. What's the savory breakfast? Sections 1 and 2. That's a savory breakfast. Thank you very much. So that's how you start. That's how you do it. So just because everyone else is fasting, great. But start off with a minimum of 12 hours. And then the next week, go to 13 hours of fasting. The next week, go to 14 hours. The next week, go to 15 hours. The next week, go to 16 hours. You have to train your body to fast. Right? You cannot just jump into fasting. Like if you're suffering from insulin resistance, you just don't want to jump into fasting like it. That's extreme. That's 2 extremes, right? Extreme number 1, having insulin resistance. Extreme number 2, fasting when you have insulin resistance. Jumping right into it when you have high levels of insulin resistance, start off slowly. Train yourself to fast. Don't just jump right into the deep end. It's kind of like a marathon. When it comes to fasting, it's kind of like a marathon. You ain't just going to run 26.2 miles. You can just be in a couch potato one day to the next day running 26.2 miles. It ain't going to happen. It's the same thing when it comes to fasting. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, like heavily, you're not going to go jump into hardcore fasting without first training. You ain't going to run a marathon without first training. It's the same thing when it comes to fasting. But fasting is great. Use it as a tool, but slowly build yourself up to it. You do great. I promise you, you will. Yep. Let me see. Thank you. I'm going to look at all your links. I need to join. Yeah. Need to join. Join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you are struggling with this condition and you've been looking for the Calvary for many years and the Calvary hasn't arrived, for the Calvary's the help, by the way. If you have not joined, if you've been calling for the Calvary and nobody's coming to help you, you're up on top of the roof. Imagine a hurricane. Imagine a hurricane and you're on top of the roof. I almost had to do this about back in 2017, Hurricane Harvey here in Houston. I almost had to stand up on top of my roof and wave for help. If you need that kind of help, you're like, hey, I'm stuck on the roof. The hurricane, the water is flooding. And help me, Mr. Helicopter. Throw your rope down or something. That kind of Calvary, that's the Calvary. Don't ignore the Calvary. Don't ignore the help you've been looking for. The rope's coming down and you're ignoring it. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm okay. Okay? I'm just going to stay on this roof. You want to join that challenge? Say, how do you join? People are asking, how do you join? Here's how you join. Click right up here and then click on my picture again. If you're on my other socials, you click on my description. If you're on the YTs and the FBs and all that stuff, you click on my description, folks. And you're going to come to something that looks like this. In June, A1C was 11.1. Now it's a 6.5. I love it. You're going to click that link right there. Oops, not that one. This link right here. See where it says link right there. Boom. You click that link and you're going to go to something that looks like this. On my other socials as well. You'll see it right here. Here's where all the stuff is. But it's right here. But if you click on this orange one right here, click on the one in orange, trying to show both cameras. That's called the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This is where you join. 14-day challenge. This is for people who are ready to take control of their blood sugar. This is for people who have been calling for help and they're looking for the Calvary. They press 911. They're stuck on the roof. Hurricane, water is all, and they're stuck on the roof and they can't get off. Only thing down there is water. And they call for the Calvary and the helicopter comes and they drop them a rope. They drop them a rope and says, tie yourself and we'll pull you up. This is what the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is. This is that rope that you've been looking for. So tie yourself onto it and let them pull you up. If you've been struggling with high blood sugars, if you are ready to take control of your blood sugar, if that's you, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Don't call the Calvary. Don't call for the Calvary. And then when they come, you say, nah, I think I'm going to pass on that rope, man. Nah. I think I'll wait on the next rope, maybe. But by the time the next rope comes, who knows if the next rope will come. But by that time, the waters from the hurricane has already risen. And now you're swimming. Now you can't even be on. You got a 2-story house and the water has risen all the way to the top. Here's how you join. People asking, how do you join? Like I said, click right up here. Click on my picture again. Same thing over here. Here's where all the goodies are, folks. On this link right here. That link is where you want to be. Both socials. The one in orange, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. You want to join that challenge, it's $99 you join that 14-day challenge. But if you use the live discount code SAVE20, you're going to save 20%. You're going to save 20% on the price. It'll be $79. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where I promise you, you are looking for the Calvary. You have been looking for the help. You've been asking for the rope to come down to rescue you. This is it. $79 is what it's going to take. But if you show up and you do that work, the reason I got to charge you for the challenge is because it's real people getting real results. If I give it to you for free and it gets hard, you're going to stop. I promise you are. I coach people for a living, folks. I know how it goes. Okay? When it gets hard, People are going to stop if it was free. But if you invest in yourself, if you invest in your health, oh yeah, you'll take it seriously. You'll take it seriously. But again, it's only for the people who are ready to take control. If you are not ready to take control yet, this challenge is not going to be for you. I'm going to just keep it all the way 100 with you. If you are not ready to take control yet, if you think you're ready to take control, but it may not be but it may not be your time yet. Because here's what we're going to do in that 14 days. We're going to tear up the whole old script. And we're going to rewrite that script in 14 days. All through the power of your nutrition. And if you're ready to tear up your old script, you got to be ready for it though. Because in the 14-day challenge, the one thing we ain't doing is excuses. If you want it, if this is what you said that you wanted, then okay, go do the work then. That's what you say that you wanted. Even if it gets hard, so what? That's what you said that you wanted, right? So what? You want to join that challenge. You want to do something outside of your comfort zone for 14 days. That's going to get you off of that blood sugar roller coaster that you want. It's only 14 days. You can go back to your life after 14 days. All the stuff, all the whole Twinkies and the ding dongs and all of that stuff is still going to be there after 14 days. But I tell you this, you hang out with me for the 14 days challenge, you ain't gonna be craving no whole Twinkies and ding dongs and Cheetos and sugar. You're not gonna be craving any of that. The cravings will go away. Ask people who have joined the challenge. Ask some of my clients now. Ask them if they have cravings, and they're going to tell you no, they don't have any cravings. Why? It's because we give your body the food that it needs, and it's not craving anything. You give your body the nutrients that it needs. Why would it crave anything? People are losing their cravings. 5 to 7 days is when the cravings start to go away. 14 days altogether, but 5 days, 5 through 7, is typically when those cravings will start to go away. It's going to be tough in the beginning. You're going to be like, yo, the first few days, like, Kelley, I hate you. I don't like you, Kelley. It's like, yeah, that's just a part of it. That's just a part of it. It's part of the process. If you want to be part of that process, go through that process. You use that live discount code, SAVE20. You join that 14-day challenge. Let me see. A couple of questions. Yep. Egg whites only. No, it doesn't have to be egg whites only. Doesn't have to be egg whites only. You can do the whole egg if you choose to. I'm doing two eggs fried. Okay. Nothing worth having is easy. Yeah, you're right, Brandy. Nothing worth having is easy. Everything worthwhile is all uphill. Everything worthwhile is all uphill. Everything that you want and don't have is on the other side of something hard. That's why I call it the 14-day challenge, folks. I didn't call it a 14-day cakewalk. If I call it a 14-day cakewalk, I didn't call it that for a reason. It's going to get challenging. Getting your life back and having stable blood sugar is going to be challenging. But if you go hard for 14 days, just think about how much life you can bring back to yourself. Just think how many years you can save with more and more and more bottomless medication. You just hang out with me for 2 weeks. I promise you it's different than anything that you've ever experienced. Use that discount code, SAVE20. All right, here we go, folks. Any more questions? All right, no more questions. Any questions? Any other questions on clean eating? Any questions on where to get the plates? Any questions on any of that? Okay, Lisa wants to know, how do you join? Here's how you join. You click right up here. And then you click on my picture again. And then same thing on my other socials. Show you this link where it is. You click that link in my description. And you're going to come right here. You're going to come right here. You click that link. You see that link I just clicked? It's different. This is TikTok, folks, so it's a little bit different over here. You just click that link. You'll see it in my description. But on TikTok, it's right here. You see that little link right there? And you click it, and then it's going to come right here. And you press right here, 14-day challenge. You go accept the challenge. It's going to say $99. You put that discount code in, save 20. It's going to slash the price to $79. You're in there. That's how you join the 14-day challenge. That is the live discount code, save 20. Yes, thanks. You got it. You're quite welcome, Lisa. Join the challenge. Hummus and egg wrap and lettuce leaf. That's good. That's a good. For breakfast, that's a good breakfast. Hummus and egg wrap, and that's a great breakfast. It's a great breakfast, folks. You got some fats, you got some proteins, you got some hummus, you got some beans there, so that's good. And you got some leafy greens with the lettuce. Man, that's amazing stuff. It's amazing stuff right there. But that's it, folks. When it comes to clean eating, when it comes to all things type 2 diabetes, when it comes to all things insulin resistance, when it comes to all of that stuff, man, when it comes even like things like high blood pressure and all that stuff, it's all related. It's all tied back to your diet and your lifestyle. And this clean eating plate that I just showed you up here, how to eat clean, you start incorporating that into your life. You start getting one of these plates, man. You start getting up and doing the work. It's about what you do most of the time that matters the most. People always ask me, well, Kelley, do I have to eat clean all the time? Do I have to do clean eating all the time? It's not about eating, or can I have a cheat meal? So it's not about having a cheat meal. It's about what you do most of the time that matters the most. Okay? You see what I did there? It's what you do most of the time that matters the most. So there's no such thing as a cheat meal. Are you eating clean most of the time, or are you eating a bunch of crap most of the time? You clean eating most of the time, or are you eating the crap most of the time? So what you do most matters the most. When it comes to things like moving your body and getting up and doing what you got to do, you got to be on a mission, folks. You got to be on a peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. If you want this thing as badly as you say that you do, as my man Eric Thomas always says, you got to want this thing as bad as you want to breathe. When you want it as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you'll succeed. Until then, most of the time, people ain't going to do it because they don't want it as bad as they said that they did. But when you want it as badly as you want to breathe, that's when you'll succeed. So here's the thing. Make rest a necessity, not an objective. Make rest a necessity, not an objective. You rest when you need to. But don't make that your whole sole purpose is just to rest. I'm going to rest all day, every day. No. The reason for life is to see what you can do. That is the reason for life. You want to know the meaning of life, folks? Here it is, the meaning of life. Write this down. You ever wonder, I don't know how old you are. Maybe you're 18, maybe you're 40, maybe you're 60, maybe you're 80, maybe you're 100, hell. I don't know. But here's the reason of life. And it's this. It is to see what you can do. That's the sole purpose of life. To see what you can do. The major key to your better future is you. See what you can do. That's the meaning of life, folks. Who would have thought it? To see if you can max out your potential. Given the situation, given your environment, given you whatever, giving you all the tools and whatever. The point of life is to see what you can do with that. So when it comes to having type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance and all that stuff, you can reverse that. You can reverse it. Type 2 diabetes is very, very reversible. So my challenge to you is to see what you can do. You've seen other people who've done it. I've done it. People who have joined my 14-day blood sugar reset challenge have gotten off of their medication. The doctor took them off of their medication. To see what you can do. And if you go hard for 14 days, you see what you can do for 14 days. It may not be, we're talking about life. I'm getting too crazy with it. Life, like to see what you can do in life. All right, maybe that's a little bit too far. All right, cool. You may say, you know what, Kelley, you pushed it a little bit too far on that one. You're talking about the meaning of life and all of that stuff. You lost me, Kelley. But okay, all right. Let's bring it back down. Let's bring it more to reality then. See what you can do for 14 days. How about that? In the short term. See what you can do. See if you can push yourself to the max. See if you can max out your potential. You hang out with me in that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I'm going to take you outside of your comfort zone. Places that you never thought possible. See numbers on your see numbers on your glucose meter that you never, I used to be an engineer. See numbers on your glucose meter that you never thought possible. You hang out with me on this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're ready for change, if you've gotten to the point where you're like, I've gotten to the day where I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of this medication and all of this endless bottomless pit. If that's you, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code SAVE20. Sleeping. Yeah, sleeping is very, very important, Cindy. It's very, very important. If you do not get enough sleep, like it's a quadrant, right? Peaceful mind, stress management, activity, clean eating, and then finally sleeping. These are the 4 areas. You get those 4 areas right, sleeping included, because the lack of sleep is a stressor. The lack of sleep is a stressor, which causes you to produce more cortisol, which causes you to produce more blood sugar, which causes you to produce more insulin. So sleeping, the lack thereof sleep is a problem. So get yourself 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep, folks. All right. Any other questions? We'll probably get up out of here a little bit early today, depending on if y'all got any questions. Because y'all don't got any questions, we usually get up out of here. So we'll probably stay on until about 10:30. Y'all got any questions up until then? Yeah, about 20 more minutes. We'll stay on there. 20 more minutes. Unless y'all got any questions. Because when y'all have the questions is when we stay on for a while. But if y'all don't have any questions, it's just going to be me talking about, y'all just going to hear me talking for the next hour, talking about how you can reverse type 2 diabetes and how it's like so preventable and all the stuff that you can do to get rid of the condition. That's all I'm going to talk about for the rest of the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that interests you or not, but I don't know. Do you need a book for the challenge, or is it online? Do you need a book? What do you mean, do you need a book? No, you don't need do you need a book for the challenge, or is it online? No, it's online. There's no book, right? It's an online. It's all, as long as you can use a computer or as long as you can use your cell phone, you've got it. As long as you can log in, you're good. I thought I saw a book on the Join the Challenge page. There is no book on the Join the Challenge page. No, there's Buy the Challenge. All right. But no, you don't have the book. You don't have to book a call. You don't have to do any of that. You don't need a book. All you need to do is just have a cell phone, or But even better, the computer. It's better so you can see the whole thing. You ever notice that you look at something on an app versus when you look on it on a computer, it looks totally different. So you can do it either way, but do it on the computer. It'd be a whole lot easier, a whole lot better. You can see the whole grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? But if you want to join that challenge, Jill Victoria, you want to do it pretty soon. Because like I said, we're going to, based on the questions, we won't have any questions today. We'll be out of here in about 19 minutes. But anyhow, use that discount code, SAVE20. Let's see, what else? Anything in the meantime? What can we cover? What can we cover in the meantime? We can cover some practical tips, folks. Some of these practical tips are, if you really want to know if you can get rid of this condition, folks, if you really want to know if you can reverse type 2 diabetes, here's what you can do. This is where we can put all the excuses to the side. Like, there's no more excuses. Like, you're going to be cornered at that point. This is why a lot of people won't get this done, because it'll reveal them or it'll expose them. And it's to go to your doctor and ask your doctor for a C-peptide test. Go to your doctor and ask them for a C-peptide test. This test will tell you if you can reverse type 2 diabetes or not. Type 1 is totally different, but type 2 diabetes, it will tell you. Based on this number, it's like a special test. It's not a test that it's not a test that the doctor is going to give you. You're just not going to go to the doctor and be like, yo, doctor, let me get a C-peptide. I mean, they're not going to put that in the regular paperwork. Just typically like a testosterone test. Like, they're not going to test testosterone unless they say, oh, are you feeling off? Or you feeling a little weak? Or you feeling a little something? Okay, they'll throw the testosterone test in there as a bonus. But when it comes to if your body is producing enough insulin, that's what the test is for. It will tell you if your body is producing enough insulin to work properly. If it's producing enough insulin, great. It's just that the key is messed up. The key is messed up is insulin. We got to go fix the key first. Like, let's go take the key. Let's go redesign the key. Like, take that key and just the insulin key, and let's redo it. That's the point of the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We're going to redo the key, how your body responds to insulin. So that is what the C-peptide test will tell you. If you're producing enough insulin. And if you're producing enough insulin, great. You can reverse type 2 diabetes. If you are not, you will not be able to. And the chances of it, not saying that you won't, but the chances of you, that means you're not producing enough insulin. That basically means that your insulin receptors are literally burn up. Like, it's not producing any more insulin. It's like shot, basically. That usually doesn't happen. It's usually not shot. It's usually the opposite. You've got so much of it that your body's so resistant to it that your body just has to keep on pumping insulin. This is why you become insulin resistant, folks. It's because you've got so much insulin, and you've got so much blood sugar and so much insulin, and the cells are not accepting the blood sugar. So what does your body do? Your body just keeps on, your liver just keeps on pumping more and more and more insulin. More and more and more insulin. C-peptide, the letter C and peptide, you got it. C-peptide, you got it. That's it. Just put a C in front of it. Then your doctor knows what it is. They say, hey, doc, I've been suffering from insulin resistance. Can I get a C-peptide test? Yeah. The question is pasta worse than candy? I know they are both, they both are the best, but I mean, for blood sugar, well, it depends on the kind of pasta that you have. Plain white pasta, yes, it's going to be very similar to some candy. Sure it is, right? But sugar is going to hit your bloodstream still even quicker. Sugar is going to be like, woo! Sugar also has fructose as well. Candy has fructose as well, aka the sweet stuff. So the sweet stuff, the high levels of fructose, the really, really sweet stuff, that's one that really sets you back. It's the sugar, it's the fructose from the sugar. What's the number to know what to range is good? 0.5 to 2. 0.5 to 2. 0.5 to 2. These are the numbers you're looking for. Anything higher than 0.5 is good, by the way. You want it to be closer to that, maybe, 1.7-ish, 1.5. You're good. But if it drops below the 0.5, then you're in the danger zone then. That means that your body is not producing enough insulin. And you're in the danger zone. Okay. Step number 2, the opposite, when you're above the 2, that means that's good news. If your number is 1.5, whatever, 2 starts getting high, that's all great news. Why is that great? We're like, well, why is that great news, Kelley? Well, that means that you're producing more and more. You got a lot of insulin. That means you've got more than enough to go around. So that means that you can produce enough insulin. So that means that you need to reduce the insulin. And how do you reduce the insulin? Oh, yeah, you reduce the insulin by cutting the crap out of your diet. Okay? Eating real, whole, unprocessed foods. Moving your body. Whole, unprocessed foods. 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep. Eliminate or totally cut back on, prefer you eliminate the alcohol. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, folks, alcohol is not your friend. It is not. Again, I don't like to be the guy that breaks all this stuff to you. But if you're suffering from insulin resistance, folks, alcohol is not your friend. So that's it, folks. What are the ideal numbers? Like I said, 0.5 to 2. 0.5 to 2 is the ideal numbers. You want to hang out somewhere in that area. Like I said, you start going above the 2, that means you've got too much insulin. Your body's producing way too much insulin. So insulin is not the problem. The problem is you're producing too much of it. And why you're producing too much of it is because of what you're doing in your lifestyle. That's why you're producing too much of it. Maybe you're not managing your stress. Your stress is on 1 billion. You're not moving your body. You're just watching Netflix all day. You're just watching Love is Blind all day. All day you're watching Love is Blind. Okay? All day you're watching a Game of Thrones. Eating. While you're watching Game of Thrones, you're eating Cheetos. You're eating Snicker bars. You've got and the Cheeto dust is accumulated in your belly button. Because that's what you've been eating. You've been a couch potato and you've been eating Cheetos all day, and the dust is accumulated in your belly button. Okay? And then last, the sleep. We've been abandoning our sleep. We've been abandoning our sleep to stay up to watch the game. Like the World Series stayed on, I don't know what it was, game 3. It went to like 18 innings. That's like 18 innings is like 2 games. A game is 9 innings. But that game went 18 innings. And I guarantee a lot of people stayed up until the end. There was a lot of people who stayed until that game, until the end. It was well after midnight Central on California time. So on the East Coast, people are staying up watching the game. It's like 2 a.m. People are watching their team. And they got to go to work. They got to wake up and go to work at 6. Okay? Now they got 4 hours of sleep. Why? Because of entertainment. 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 So what's Netflix? I tell you what sets us back. All that stuff. The football game, the basketball game, the baseball game, all of that stuff. Cheering for my team. Not saying that you can't cheer for your team. Cheer for your team, great. But you got to get your rest in first. Make rest a necessity first. Rest, do your work, rest, play, do all that stuff. But those areas, sleep is very important, very important. So don't abandon any of those areas in your life, folks. Let's see. Any other questions? Any other questions? All right. Do you know anything about recent study for type 2? Or do I know anything about a recent study or a reset study? No, I don't know. I don't know that study. What's that study about, Kelley? That's a nice way. That's a nice name, by the way, Kelley. I like that name. The name sounds pretty familiar. And do me a favor, folks, and bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and share this live out with anybody that you know that's struggling with this condition. Anybody that you know that's struggling with type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, erectile dysfunction, right? Any of that? You struggling with any of that? And you don't want to struggle with it anymore? Like I said, a lot of people have raised their hands and said, I need to know what to do, man. Like, I need help. I've been looking for help for a long time. Where's my help? I went to the doctor. I want to do this. I want to do that. But the only way that you're going to get rid of diabetes, folks, is to show up and do the work. It is to adopt this lifestyle medicine. There is no dancing around it. I don't know how clearly I can say there's no dancing around it. What stands in the way becomes the way. This clean eating plate, like I'm talking about, you got to master this plate, man. This is the one of the things that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to master clean eating. You're going to have to master stress management. You're going to have to master being active. You're going to have to master your sleep. You're going to have to master these 4 areas. 5, if you're talking about alcohol, you're going to have to master that area too. Because you can take medication, folks. You can take medications. You can take all of that stuff, man, until you're blue in the face, just like this pen right here. I'm for real, man. You can see how this pen is blue? You see it? Try to hold your breath. See how long you can hold your breath. And your face will start to turn blue after a while because you're holding your breath and you're just like, whoo, whoo, you got to breathe, okay? That's how much medication you can take. Till it's blue, just like this. And it's not going to mean a damn thing if you do not make these lifestyle changes. I'm serious, man. I'm for real. You can try to dance around it. Seriously. And how long have you been dancing around it is a question. How long have you been dancing around doing the work? How long? How long? And ask yourself, why have you been dancing around doing the work? Why? And I can tell you why. It's because of our comfort zone. It's because of Netflix. It's because the brain is designed to protect you. So it's not your fault. Believe it or not, it's not your fault. You are not stuck with this condition. It is your brain. It is your brain that says you are stuck with this condition. Your brain. You're like, well, why would my brain tell me that? Why would my brain tell me that I'm stuck with this condition? Well, your brain will tell you that because, truthfully, we're not stuck. We're not stuck with diabetes. Most of these chronic health conditions, we're not stuck. We're just loyal to our preferences. Our brain wants to keep you as loyal to your preferences as possible. Your brain wants to keep you as inside of your comfort zone as much as possible. Your brain does not want to burn any energy. Your brain does not want you to stretch yourself. So that is why we would prefer to watch Netflix all day. That's why we would prefer to never manage our stress and meditate and pray and do whatever it is that we got to do. It's because the mind knows that that's not something that you normally do. Clean eating is not something that you normally do. So your brain's like, instead of doing that, Go back to what's comfortable, because that way we get to save calories. Your brain wants to save calories. Your body wants to save calories. Doesn't want to burn calories. It doesn't like doing that. So the only way that you're going to lose weight, and the only way that you're going to get outside, the only way that you're going to get off of this blood sugar roller coaster is to tell your brain, yo, brain, I'm in control now. You don't negotiate with your brain. You say, this is what I'm going to do. This is what my life is going to be about. And nothing is going to stop me. Not even my brain, not even my own brain. Because I realize, brain, that you're trying to keep me safe. But right now is not a time for safety. Comfort and growth cannot coexist. You cannot be comfortable and grow at the same time. It is impossible. Think about that one. You cannot be comfortable and grow at the same time. It is impossible. Question over here. If C-peptide numbers are C numbers are high or low, what numbers should we look? It should be between 0.5 and 2. If it's high, that's not a problem. It means you just got too much. If it's low, then that's a problem. That means you don't have enough. But most likely, if you're a type 2 diabetic, it's probably too high, meaning you've got too much insulin, because you're resistant to insulin. So your pancreas will keep on pumping more and more and more between 0.5 and 2. So if it's 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, 1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, that's still between 0.5 and 2. Is Greek yogurt sugar addiction? Yeah, there's the sugar addiction. The reason, like I said, the reason that you have sugar addiction is because you are insulin resistant. If you are insulin resistant, this is the reason that you have sugar cravings, is because your body wants quick energy as quickly as it can. Give me the quick energy. All right, folks. Oh, we're getting ready to get out of here. Oh, we got some questions coming in, though. We might stay a little bit longer because we got some questions coming in. Is Greek yogurt good for a good choice? No, it is not. It's good food choice. No, it is not. Greek yogurt is not a good choice. It is not a healthy fat, folks. Better choice would be an avocado, nuts and seeds, pistachios, olive oil, coconut oil, olive, coconut, avocado oil, right? Those are better options. Once an athlete to 20 plus year trucker turning 51 very soon, I'm ready for change. Yeah. Tinka 13, if you were ready for change, if you've gotten to the point where you say, listen, you've gotten to that point, because a lot of people haven't gotten to the point where you are right now. It takes a lot of years, 20 plus years, like you said. It takes a lot of years for people to get to that point where they are ready for change. But at the age of turning 51 soon, if you want to make the 50s, if you want to make your 50s, you want to turn back the clock 20 years, you come hang out with me on this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You come hang out with me. You start there on the challenge. 14 days. It is a blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint for 14 days, you will get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster. I had a truck driver when I first launched the challenge a few months ago, back in July. I think he joined in July. He called me back in August. And this is what he's a truck driver. This is what he was on a Sunday. I never forget it. He says, man, it worked. Is what he said. He was excited. He was like, man, it worked. He was like, I went to the doctor. He was like, I did the challenge. I went to the doctor and it worked. All my numbers went down. He was excited. That's all he wanted to say. That's all. That was the highlight of his. That's all he wanted to say. That, man, it worked. All right, peace. If you want to be just like that, you want to say, man, it worked. Man, I did the work. Man, I showed up. I did the work. I put all the excuses to the side for 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks of no excuses. I just put it all to the side. And I just went crazy hard for 2 weeks. If you're ready for change, then you should join that 14-day challenge. Where's the challenge? Challenge is here. Here's where the challenge is. If you click right up here, and then you click on my picture again, you're going to come to, same thing over here. If you click on my description, you're going to come right here. Oh, not right there. You're going to come right here. Here it is right here. Here's where you're going to get to, right here. You click that link in my description. It is going to point you in the right direction. Here's the quiz. To go take the quiz, masterclass, a whole bunch of freebies. This link, folks, is like Disney World. It's like Disney World. If you're suffering from high blood sugar, if you've got high A1C, if you've had type 2 diabetes for many years, high blood sugar, all that stuff, many years, erectile dysfunction, PCOS, pre-diabetes, you've had that stuff for many years. This is the link where this is the page where you want to be. Lots of great information on there. But here it is though. For the action takers, for the people who are ready for action, we're getting ready to get up out of here in a few minutes. If you're ready for action, now is the time to take action. If you're ready, if you say I'm ready, because a lot of people say that they're ready until I show them what the work is, and they're like, I wasn't as ready as I thought I was. Kelley, maybe check back with me, maybe in like a year or two, I'll check back with you, but I'm not that kind of ready yet. I'm not ready to do whatever it takes yet. You're ready to do whatever it takes, you join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use the live discount code, SAVE20, like it is up here, SAVE20, use that live discount code. Let me put it up. You can see it. SAVE20, use that live discount code. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, 20% off. $79, join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But it's only for people who have gotten to the point where change isn't just desired. It's downright necessary. For people who have said that they're on a mission. They say, I'm on a mission to do whatever the hell it is that I gotta do. And Kelley, if it's your nutrition plan, that blueprint, that 14-day blueprint that you're gonna give me, that is going to get me off of that blood sugar roller coaster, that proven system that you always talk about. If it takes doing that, if it takes getting outside of my comfort zone for 14 days, because I get it. Like I told you before. The comfort zone it wants you to stay there. You think when I was this guy right here, you think I wanted to leave my comfort zone? You think this guy right here wanted to leave his comfort zone right here? No, he didn't want to leave his comfort zone. This guy? You think this guy wanted to leave his comfort zone, folks? Try to show both cameras. You think he wanted to leave his comfort zone over here? No, I didn't want to leave my comfort. He didn't want to leave his comfort zone. That was me. That was me with diabetes and heart disease. Look at me. Look at my face. Look at the buffoonery on my face. You see that buffoonery? That's, folks, it's me smiling. That is straight buffoonery right there. Why is that buffoonery? It's because I had no idea that my diet and lifestyle caused me to become a diabetic and have heart disease. When I took this picture, I had no idea that I had diabetes and heart disease until I went to the doctor 2 weeks later and got my diagnosis. I realized that my weight was getting out of control. I realized that. Realized my weight was getting, but I didn't realize I had diabetes and heart disease. You ain't say anything about that now. I wasn't stuck though. Here's the thing. I wasn't stuck though. I was just loyal to my preferences. You see that? See the difference I made there? That's called not being stuck. That's called just being loyal to your preferences. That's all it is, folks. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna shoot straight with you. There's no such thing as I can't reverse diabetes. Did you get your C-peptide test? Okay. If you got your C-peptide test, don't ever say that again. If you got your C-peptide test and it came back within range, don't ever say that again. Ever in your life, say that again. I cannot reverse type 2 diabetes, because that is a straight up lie. Because you just went and got the results. You just went and got the proof when your C-peptide test. So don't ever, and I mean ever, say that again. This is why a lot of people will refuse to go get that test. You think I'm playing? A lot of people were like, I'm going to refuse to go get that test. I know it's a special test. It's exactly why I'm not going to get it, Kelley, because I don't want to know the truth. Isn't that sad, though? A lot of people don't want to face the truth. That's why they will refuse to go get a C-peptide test. If you would have told me right here and there, if you would have told me when I took that picture when I was obese, like, hey, Kelley, you're obese, you got diabetes, you got all that stuff. Man, go get a C-peptide test. And if they would have told me what it was, I would have been like, you kidding me? I ain't going to get that. Why would I get that? That means I know the truth now. That means the rest of the time I'm just filled with it. The rest of the time, everything else is just an excuse after that. So why would I go get that test? Why, dude? Makes no sense. I'm for real. If you would have told this guy right here, look at that buffoonery on my face. If you would have told him to go get a C-peptide test, he would have laughed you out of the freaking room. I had no idea when I took that picture that I had diabetes and heart disease. That's why I was smiling like that with the straight buffoonery on my face. So go get a C-peptide test, folks. And let's put these excuses to the side. All right, let's see. So C-peptide, let's see. Or if you're ready to put the excuses to the side, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're ready to put them to the side for 2 weeks, you join that challenge, use that discount code SAVE20. We're getting ready to get out of here in a few minutes. So if you want to use it, now is the time to use it. Okay, so if your C-peptide isn't good, there's no help, no way to correct it. If the C-peptide is too low, that's the problem. Only if it is too low. But yes, you can still make a lifestyle changes to improve it. Yeah, if it's too low. But if you're a type 2 diabetic, that's not the case. That's typically for someone who is a type 1 diabetic. If you are a type 2 diabetic and you go get this test and it says that it's out of range, it isn't good. If it's too high, then that's actually great, though. If it's too high, that's actually great. So the thing is, when you go get that test, you just don't want it to be too low. It can be too high. That's great. You can fix that. But if it's too low, you cannot fix it. I hope that's clear, folks. You can improve it, but you cannot fix it. So you're saying in the 14 days, I can reverse prediabetes, take my numbers from 5.7 to 1.5. Why would you don't want to take your number to a 1.5? What I'm saying in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, pre-diabetic or not, is you're not going to reverse diabetes in 14 days. Maybe you won't reverse pre-diabetes in 14 days. But what you will do is you will start to lower your number and get your number into the ideal range. We've had people who have taken their A1C from an 8 to a 6, 14 days. From a 5.7, from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. Or people who have been just trying to lower their number just a little bit. Just like, I want to get it a little bit lower. But I haven't been able to do it. Can you tell me what I'm supposed to eat, Kelley? Can you tell me? Yeah, I can. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's why it's designed. That's how it's designed. It's designed to get you off of the blood sugar roller coaster. It is designed for people who have said that they need help, for people who are stuck on that roof in the hurricane, like I talked about in the hurricane. You've seen the hurricane when the people are stuck on the roof and nothing but water down there. It's a freaking lake. And people are like, help! And you see the helicopters up top. And the helicopter drops down the line. And they say, tie yourself on. And you tie yourself to it. And then they pull you up. And you're like, woo, I'm rescued. That's what I'm offering. I'm offering to be the helicopter to come, the emergency guy to come down and drop that rope down on you. Because you said you need help. You've been raising your hand saying help. You've been calling 911. That's what you've been calling. But you said nobody's answering. Oh, okay. Well, I'm answering the phone for you. I'll pick up. And you say 911. I'm like, yo, what's up? What you need? You need help with that pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes? You need help, and you need help getting that number down naturally? Okay, I'll be right there. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That is your rope. That is the rope coming down. Because you said you need help. This is a proven system. It is a blueprint for people who are struggling with this condition. And they want to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster. And they want to get back to life. And they want to know what it feels like to have real energy running through their body. If that's you, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code to save 20. You're going to save 20% off. You're going to join the challenge for $79. But again, and this is like that rope, though. You might say, yeah, I've been calling for the rope, but I put the rope down there. And then you say, nah, Kelley, you know what? You told the emergency guy, nah, you know what? Emergency guys, you guys could take the rope. I know I've been calling for it, but now that y'all dropped it down, and matter of fact, I think I'm going to hang out here on the roof for a little bit longer. See how high the water can get before I actually call again. But here's the thing. You can do that. It's your choice. But there's no guarantee that that rope is going to come back. That water might rise a little bit too quickly. Hurricane Harvey, I'll give you a quick example. The reason I know about this is because I live in Houston, Texas. 2017, Hurricane Harvey came, and it was just like something out of the Bible. It was like flood city. Like you heard Hurricane Harvey. I mean, it flooded the whole city. This whole city. This is a huge city, 4th largest city in the United States. This whole city was underwater. It was like, what is that movie with Kevin Costner, Waterworld? It was like Waterworld in Houston in 2017, hurricane season. And I saw my cars. I went back to my house when the waters were flooding. I was like, what happened to my house? Did the sandbags work? No, the sandbags didn't work because the water kept on rising. I went into the house for a minute to go try to save some stuff. By the time I came out, the water had risen another foot or so. I'm like, yo, I got to get up out of here. I literally almost had to climb up on the roof. Just like that story I'm telling you about. That's why I'm giving you this analogy, because I literally almost had to climb up on the roof. That's how bad the water was getting. But I decided to swim. I made a break for it and I swim. Luckily, I'm a good swimmer. So I made a break for it. And I got out. But had I stayed there a little bit longer, that water would have came and the helicopter wouldn't have been able to save me. That's all I'm saying, folks. The cavalry is here. If you wanted to join that challenge, if you're ready for change, you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here it is. Thank you. Keep doing the Lord's work. Man, thank you, Jay Kareem. Thank you. My competitive genes are raging. Yeah. If you want to challenge yourself, if your competitive genes are raging, if you can feel your body begging for a reset, then you should listen to it. If you feel your body, not my body, not someone else's body, your body. If you feel your body is begging for over here as well. If you're feeling that your body is begging you for a reset, I'm not you, but I think that you should listen to it. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's time to shake stuff up. I think that you've been doing the same stuff for so long, same stuff over and over and over and over again, that you're so deep in your comfort zone that it's going to take a whole hell of a lot of something to get you out of there. That's why the challenge is only 14 days. I didn't say it's a 14-week challenge, 14 months. I know nobody would do the challenge if it was 14 weeks or 14 months. You can do it if it's 14 days. You can do anything for 14 days, man. If you can't do it for 14 days, You can't focus. If you said you wanted something really badly and you can't do it for 14 days, then you really didn't want it as badly as you said that you did. You just kind of wanted it. It's kind of like an Olympian. You want to make it to the Olympics. You want to go, you're going to have to train for it. You ain't just going to wake up one day and be like, yo, I'm an Olympian. I'm the fastest man in the world. I'm the fastest woman in the world. I'm Usain Bolt. I'm Jackie Joyner Kersey. You ain't going to be Usain Bolt or Jackie Joyner Kersey. You don't get out there and train for it first. So that's why it's 14 days. 14 days to show you what can happen in as little to your blood sugar, as little as 14 days. That's why it's 14 days instead of 14 weeks. Yes, I will stop snacking and fast 18 to 20 hours a day. Yes, it will stop snacking and fasting 18 to 20 hours a day. You're saying, yes, you're gonna stop snacking and fasting 18 to 20 hours a day? That's what you're gonna do? Okay. I mean, if you trained yourself to do that, because willpower, I'm gonna tell you, willpower, if you just say, yeah, I'm gonna stop snacking and I'm gonna fast 18 to 20 hours a day, and you ain't trained for that, then that it's I'm gonna just keep it real with you, man. It's probably not gonna work. It's just like running a marathon. Like I said earlier, you're not just gonna go from being a couch potato like I was when I showed you the pictures to running a marathon. And it's the same thing with fasting. Fasting 18 to 20 hours, okay, if you can do that, if you're metabolically flexible, great. But if you're insulin resistant and you try to go fasting for that long, it's probably gonna throw you off. So, but you got to train for it first. Train your body to fast, and you'll do just fine. Quite welcome. All right, folks, we're getting ready to get out of here. A couple more minutes, and we're getting ready to end. You want to join that challenge? Now is the time. Like I said, I'm putting the rope down there for you. Maybe you say I don't want to accept the rope yet because I'm not in enough. The water hasn't risen enough yet. The water from that hurricane has not risen enough yet. So I think that I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing, Kelley. And I'm going to see if I get a different result. I'm going to see if I continue to take all these meds. I'm going to see if I can continue to do all of this stuff. I'm going to see if I can continue to take all of this. And I'm going to see if something changes. And I can tell you, nothing is going to change. I can put my last bottom dollar on that bet, that if you don't change anything, I guarantee that nothing is going to change. The only thing that might change is your prescription, a stronger prescription. That's the only thing that's going to change. You keep doing what you've been doing. I'm interested. How much is the challenge? It's $79 to join that 14-day challenge. If you use the live discount code, SAVE20, SAVE20 is the live discount code to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I lost 27 pounds over a year and a half. A1C now is normal. Love it. Love it, Clarkson. Love it, Clarkson. It's in American dollars. $79 US dollars is to join the 14-day challenge. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. There is the quiz. Oh, no, here it is. Thank you. Here it is right here. All the goodies. We're getting ready to get out of here. We're out of here at 12. Here's the quiz. Here's the masterclass. Quiz masterclass. 14-day challenge right here. For the people who are ready for change. A lot of people aren't ready for change yet, though. A lot of people aren't. A lot of people are still stuck in that comfort zone. But like I tell you before, I'm gonna just keep it real with you. You're not stuck with diabetes. You're just loyal to your preferences. That's all. That's all. The second you realize that is when true change begins. But until you realize that, you're just gonna stay the same. I promise you, you are. You are. Mark my words. You're going to stay the same. You got to get outside of your comfort zone. That's the only way things are going to change. 14-day challenge is me taking you outside of your comfort zone. I ain't going to sugarcoat it, folks. It's called a challenge. But you ain't gonna die, as people say. You ain't gonna die. So, but did you die? That's what they say. They say you can't say die on TikTok. We're gonna put it to the test. They will say, well, did you die? No, you didn't. On the 14-day challenge. Have you seen the bumper stickers? These are people who are really ready for serious change. They made it to the other side of this challenge. And as a result, their blood sugar, they're off the blood sugar roller coaster. If you want to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We're getting ready to get out of here. It's linked in my bio. Use the discount code SAVE20. It's the live discount code SAVE20. We'll leave it active for another hour. But that's it, folks. Till we come back. We'll be back tomorrow. But like I said, think about it, folks. Think about it. Think about what I said. For things to change, you're going to have to change. If nothing changes, just ponder on this. I'm going to give you all a couple of things to ponder on. But ponder on this especially. If nothing changes, what's going to change? So you've got a choice. So here it is. And I'll leave y'all with this. And I'll get out of you guys' hair until tomorrow morning. But when we're born, we look like our parents. But like, yo, who does he look like? He looks like his mom. No, he looks like his dad. No, he looks like his great grandpa. Who'd you look like? Put it in the chat. Who did you look like? When you were born, who did you look like? We're gonna do a little test. Who do you look like when you were born? Who'd you look like? Put it in the chat. Did you look like your mom? Did you look like your dad? Did you look like both parents? Like, who did you look like, folks? I want to know. Inquiring minds would like to know. Who'd you look like? You look like a combo, okay? You look like a mix between them both, your mom and your dad. All right, anybody else? Who'd you look like? Did you look like your mom? Jill said she looked like her mom, okay? I can tell you, I look like my dad. That's what I look like. But here's the thing. When we're born, we look like our parents. But when we die, we look like our choices.